Tonight on the show, we welcome a Guinness Book of World Records holder, Kieran Beefy Blake. We're going to talk about Danny Green's comments about Philadelphia fans. We're going to talk about the ESPN situation and a whole lot more. We're at Corner Puff Sports coming at you live. We're talking sports about downing beers and car bombs like tonight. Sean Selby, Mike Sawinski, Gary Shee coming at you.
It's time for the best pubcast around. Grab a cold one, sit back, and enjoy the show. This is Corner Pub Sports.
Hey, this is Jason Martinez from 97.5 The Fanatic and the Stick to Hockey podcast. And you're listening to the drunkest, craziest motherfuckers this side of the Mississippi. Corner Pub Sports on Wildfire Radio.
Corner Pub Sports.
Fuck with my ass, man. Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
Yo, how we doing?
Corner Puff Sports coming at you live tonight. We have a Guinness Book of World Records holder, Kieran Beefy Blake, joining us tonight. Should be a lot of fun. All the way from Australia, other side of the world. I think it's the first time. We had someone from Hawaii. We had Rich Miano of Philadelphia Eagles join us not too long ago. So, yeah, this is the first time we're having someone on the other side of the world. It's actually Saturday morning for him. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, our first Guinness World Record holder, too, right?
Yeah, this is going to be pretty awesome. I'm really, really excited to talk to him because I'm sure he's got a million stories.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't quite read up on the guy, so I'm looking to hear about what makes him the record holder. So
I had a question right now from David Bergner. He said, ask the Guinness guy if there's a record for the biggest football jersey collection. There probably is. Are you in the running there, David? Yeah, so everyone that's watching us live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, we thank you very much. And if you're listening, of course, on any podcast station, including
Satchel,
we thank you guys so much.
Ryan, where are you?
Fucking part-time fucker.
Fucking Ryan.
Yeah, fucking Ryan.
He's doing some time for bestiality. Did I get called part-timer last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, probably. So speaking of, and I'm glad you did that. So 2 weeks ago, we had probably the most amazing time. We hung out with Kamal from the Roots and Mark McMillan and Barrett Brooks of the Philadelphia Eagles, and we had just an absolute amazing time. The show didn't take. We had issues with the file. There is video. I know there is video though on our page. So if you want to watch some of the interview, you can do that. So that at least we have something. Man, yeah. I was heartbroken. But
like his wife got so emotional because she realized how much we cared that he was there with us.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to give a shout out because we weren't able to do it, technically because it didn't air. But the local tap in Lansdale is absolutely amazing. The owner there, Teresa, is fantastic. They opened up right before COVID. COVID hit, they're like, shit, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
And they're trying to make a name for themselves, and it's a great spot. I want to hit there again.
Absolutely.
I definitely want to hit that place up again. So
that drive, though, man,
a little bit of a drive, but yeah, definitely shout out to local tap. Shout out to Mark McMillan. Check him out, Grill McMillan.
Basically, you guys have any of the food? You guys had to try this food, right?
So they
no, we didn't eat.
Yeah, they didn't have food though.
They had food, we just didn't eat.
Oh, we didn't eat, did we? No, we
Oh.
just drank the whole time.
Oh,
yeah. I got there at 4:30. I just drank the entire time.
Jesus.
Yeah, I didn't leave until 11:30. Oh, I almost had a mother and daughter. Did I tell you about this?
No.
So I'm leaving the bar, and there's only a few people left, and I have a beer on the bar, and there's no one sitting at the bar. I run out to grab a few things to load up the car real quick. Come back, and there's two girls sitting there, both blonde. Oh, excuse me, and I reach over and I grab my beer and I sit next to one girl, and
four hangers.
Looking to my right, and I'm like, oh shoot! And I turn around and said, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that the bar was empty. Do you want me to move her? And she turns around, and the most beautiful smile I've ever seen. Oh no, you're fine. I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like she's gorgeous.
Is that the mom or the daughter?
The daughter.
Okay.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't know they were mother and daughter at the time. So we're talking, and nothing crazy. And we're just
Talk about a bucket list.
making small. Yeah, I know, making small talk. And then like the girl next to her gets up and walks away and comes back and sits down, and something was said that made me put two and two together. I went, wait a minute, are you? No. And she goes, yep. I said, you're her mom? She goes, I am. I was like, holy shit. But this is crazy, right? Yeah, blah, blah. So we're still talking and hanging out, whatever, and probably a half hour. Nothing, like I said, nothing crazy, just small talk.
Right.
All of a sudden they get up. I'm like, all right, we're gonna head out. And the daughter's staring at me. And the mom says, hey, we're heading to this other place. Yeah, you want to come with us? I'm like, what? She goes, yeah, just we're just gonna hang out at this other place. You're more than welcome to come. We'd love for you to join us. And
Wow.
the daughter's like twirling her hair, and she's like, yeah, come on. I'm like, yeah, sure. And they take off, and I drink the rest of my beer. Now I left. I did the right thing. And then on the way home, I'm like, fuck.
Doing the right thing sucks.
So, long story short, local tap, good place to meet MILFs and daughters. What's up, Dave Peterson?
It was almost a local tap.
Yeah, actually, I was playing blackjack next to mother-daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, the daughter's cute.
Yeah. We just did car bonds, courtesy of Mike, right before the show. And
What's
I think
that country singer, her mom and her daughter? What the fuck? What's the name of that?
probably any country song ever.
Nah.
No?
I can't think of.
Yeah, I don't do the country side. I got
Alright.
nothing.
You heard the names. You know what I was talking about.
Probably. We're on some big screens. Polsky's got us on the big screen at home. He just shot me a picture. That's awesome.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
So I think we got to get into it because we only got about 45 minutes before Kieran joins us. And I think it's Kieran. I'll have to ask him. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name, but like I said, he's from Australia. I have a feeling he's probably going to take up the majority of the remainder of the show. So I don't know what you guys want to start with. There's a million things.
Watch the wallabies feed, mate. Watch the wallabies feed.
Do we want to talk about the Reese Hoskins thing? Because we weren't on the air when the Reese Hoskins came out and basically was talking about the loser mentality.
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to start with the Phillies?
Yeah.
All right. So Reese only wants to talk about the positive things. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're only going to talk about positive things. The fact that the Phillies were in a getting shut out and getting swept by bad teams and all that. Only write about the positive things, guys.
Now, come on. I mean, this is Philadelphia. It's a blue-collar city where you earn your respect by hard work, grit, and attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you got the hard work, your grit, and your attitude, and you still come up short, you're still going to earn the respect of the fans. If you're going to come out here and say, well, what about the positive? Get the fuck out of here with that.
Get the fuck out.
Shut the fuck
Yeah,
up!
I mean,
That's the-
Reese is a nice guy, but that doesn't fly here.
Nice guys finish fucking last.
Yeah, there's I'm sorry, there's no there's
Yeah,
no
and
room
he's
here.
having a terrible. He's having a
Get
terrible
outta here.
year.
Get out of here with that.
He's having a terrible year. He plays the easiest. I mean, not that any position is really easy, but he plays the easiest position on the diamond, and he sucks at it.
Yeah, like that cocksucker should be thrown. A bag of popcorn should be thrown at him. You
So-
fucking jerk off.
So yeah,
Fucking sleaze Hoskins.
Jesus.
Chip bag.
So yeah, I mean, you're having a bad year. Instead of saying right about the positive, why don't you just own up to the fact that you're not playing well, and you need to step it up.
So the next night he was up to bat 5 times and he struck out 3 times. So immediately and
Well, where's the positive?
took to Twitter on the Corner Plus Sports at Corner Plus Sports on Twitter. And
So he
basically
didn't
said,
strike out
you're
the 2
right.
times?
You
Yeah.
didn't strike out. You didn't strike out 5 times. That's a positive, right? You were up 5 times. You didn't strike out every time. So you still were going sombrero, you motherfucker.
Yeah, fuck you.
Now the thing is, like he's got 20 home runs for the team this year, but he's batting 233. It's like
In this day and age, 233 is probably about average, isn't it? Or
it's fucking sad, isn't it?
yeah,
Now real quick though.
But in this city, shut the fuck up,
Yeah, you don't say.
and you won't be judged.
Shut the fuck
Yeah, you
up!
don't.
Like, thank you, Reese.
You don't
Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, you don't do that.
No,
You do not.
Not
do
here.
that in this town. No, absolutely not. Real quick though, there is an interesting thing though that has occurred. That they've been checking the pictures for the substance, the sticky substance and stuff, which really escalated since the last time we were on the air. But you noticed runs, hits.
oh really?
Mm-hmm. Everything's going up.
Wow.
It's pretty interesting how that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Either you're fucking with the pitchers' heads. Now, guys like pitch for the Yankees,
Garrett Cole.
Yeah, Garrett Cole, his spin rate has gone down tremendously. Trevor Bauer is now out of the game, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Not too distant future. We're going to talk about why you were drunk, because we got a lot of things to cover on that.
Well, just touching on that, Sean, what you're talking about, how the hitting is getting better. Even with our local team, the Phillies, who has been struggling to get hits. The last 5 games, they hit over 40 fucking runs. They got over 40 fucking runs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Things are happening. Brad Miller becomes the first Philly since Jason Worth to hit 3 home runs in a game. In 2007.
They caught the Cubs at the perfect time.
What was the other thing? JT Remoto was the first Phillies catcher to steal home since Chooch in 2007.
Yeah,
that
just don't happen.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. What's that sticky stuff on my ball, Polsky?
Yeah, that's sweat.
Dude, I can't remember the
It's
last
sweat,
player
Polsky.
other than, was there anyone between Chooch and Real Walter that's still home?
Oh, no. It's happened 6 times this year. This season.
Wow.
The
Not for the Phillies.
Phillies have 2.
Really?
Yeah, Phillies have 2.
Wow.
I don't know who the other one. I forget who the other one was
Wait a minute. The Phillies have 2 stolen home plate
this year.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Baseball's just a different game now.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yep. Yeah, pretty wild.
But let's ask the question. I mean, would you still have fun going to the park watching the game?
Yeah, it's funny because if we did the show 3 weeks ago, I was
I'm not spending money. Fuck that. I'm not spending $8 on a beer. Fuck you.
All this stuff, these rule changes in the middle of the season, I think it's bullshit. I think it's wrong that they did this. Baseball knew this was happening before the season started. Trevor Bauer is a player who went on record. There's YouTube. Look up Trevor Bauer sticky substance or Trevor Bauer doctored balls.
You see a picture of a ball bag stuck to a leg.
But seriously, if you look that up on YouTube, you'll see that it's a half-hour thing where he talks. It's just before he signed the big contract. He's talking about, I use this and helps my spin rate, but he's open about it. What? And then all of a sudden, oh no, you know what? We're not liking the fact that there's more strikeouts than hits and all this stuff.
Was it pine tar they were using?
No, it's some other shit. It's not pine tar. It's something else.
Do you remember years back?
The other thing too
with pine tar
that they gotta look out for is hair gel.
Yeah, because they do one of these.
When hair gel, when hair gel gets wet, it gets sticky and stuff. So they could just be doing that. Dave Peterson said it. I don't know, man. It's not your father's baseball anymore, and he's right about that. Like I said, this was 3 weeks ago. I probably have a bigger rant on it. I've calmed down a little bit, but it was 3 weeks ago when Joe Girardi was calling out Scherzer, and Scherzer was carrying on, and then Girardi gets thrown out of the game. I'm like, I can't watch this fuking sport anymore right now.
Yeah,
and
that's
I got to be
when
honest,
the rule changed, right?
It was right before that, yeah. And I've only watched, I got to be honest, 2 games since.
But I mean,
so the Phillies and Red Sox are in an interesting game now. The Phillies went up 1-0. Red Sox went up 2-1. Phillies scored 2 more right in the next inning to go up 3-2. I guess nothing else happened on that, and now they're down 5-3. Velasquez is pitching a flaming turd.
Just stop there. Just stop.
Yeah.
Velasquez is pitching.
Yeah, that's it.
Just stop there. Yep.
It's the bad Velasquez. Yep. It's there's the good Velasquez and there's the bad Velasquez.
Yeah, we know how that goes.
Yeah.
By the way, what are you drinking? What do you got there?
I got the Founders Mosaic Promise.
One
of my favorites.
Is it
it's
really?
It's not real high alcohol content, but it's got a decent flavor to it. It's got a little bit of a hoppy, it's a little bit of bitter, a little hoppy.
That's interesting. That's one that I actually don't like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It just never tickled my fanny. You know what I'm saying? What do you got there?
Yingling Light.
Gary drinking the Yingling Light, and I gotta be honest with you,
it's not bad.
It's pretty good.
It's
pretty good. Yeah, and I got the normal lager, the man lager. Dave said you used to have a nice night out at the ballpark, but now you have to be a mathematician. He's not
true.
He's not wrong. I mean,
not only that, but you also need to basically, make like a ton of money to be able to afford it.
I don't want to. I hate to jump, but we have a lot. We
Yeah.
really have a lot. The other thing I want to bring up too real quick was that of all people, Nick Pavetta was talking about the winning culture and said that he's glad to be a part of the winning of a winning culture now.
Yeah.
Right. His ERA is over 4, by the way. But he's pitching for a team that's winning right now. So, but it, the Phillies have changed managers and all this stuff. The thing is, though, didn't we give him chance? Didn't he have chance after chance after chance? After
Yeah,
chance
I mean,
after chance?
he was kind of one of those guys that we.
I
Yeah,
was
we
all
tried,
about the
yeah.
Nick Pavetta. I was on the Nick Pavetta train last year.
Yeah,
Fuck Pavetta. He's lucky he ain't cutting fucking grass.
Well, I gotta be honest. He might be soon. It's not like he's benefiting from having run support, and yeah, sure that helps. Obviously,
who's he on? Toronto now? Is it Boston
shit,
or-
I had it written down too, motherfucker. I forget.
Who cares?
Yeah, who fucking
Who
cares?
cares?
He ain't here.
They're a winning team, so
Yeah,
Who cares?
I forget. I had it written down.
He ain't helping winning. It's the people around them.
Fuck
him.
Oh, good for you.
Speaking of winning culture, Danny Green.
yeah. So we go from one person that's shooting his mouth off to another.
Dude, I don't know what's going on. So he was on a podcast, basically, and this is recent.
It was on John Clark's podcast.
Oh, was it John Clark?
Yeah.
And so he's basically saying, this was yesterday, I think it was, it dropped, I should say. Basically saying, like, the one thing he doesn't like about Philadelphia fans is that they boo. And that, we were number 1 seed. They should have cheered us. They should have supported us. I hate to tell you, dude. We cheered Markel fucking Fultz.
Right.
We cheered Ben Simmons when he made a free throw. We cheered the shit out of Ben Simmons when he shot a 3. When he made a 3, even when he shot a 3 in general, people were happy,
Yeah, I mean, look, Danny Green played for San Antonio and fake ass LA,
Mm-hmm.
the Lakers, the gold standard, this and that. Like, first of all, teams that have won championships year after year.
Yep. Or at least been in the running.
Yeah, the 1 year that he played in Toronto, they won the championship.
Fuck Danny Green. Tell him to go back to his Geritol meeting, that old cocksucker.
So he's been here for 1 year.
You're embarrassing yourself, you geriatric fuck.
Like, who is he to basically talk about the Philadelphia mentality? He hasn't been here long enough to.
Well-
After 6 months, you don't get to talk about a fan base.
Dave Peterson just said, us booing is what makes us us. We are the best fans in all sports. Look, we are hard.
We are the most
Yeah, we are.
emotional,
Mhm.
but we can be the most egotistical as well. Well, how is that not perfect?
We are really passionate. We're passionate fans. That's
Passionate is the word.
and we get frustrated. We get really frustrated
We
with our teams.
grasp our teams like they're part of our family.
Right.
Mhm.
We care about the games more than the players do.
At times it feels like that.
Yeah.
Look, we talked about it. It's a couple weeks now. I don't want to get into it, but the whole Ben Simmons thing, I'm fucking done. And we'll have, we have plenty of off season left. We'll get into that. Tonight's not the night, but what he did in Game 7 was irreprehensible.
I'm not even a fan, and I noticed it.
There is no fucking excuse for what he did. You have easy 2 points, or even Embiid
Calls him out. Yeah.
calls him out, and Embiid when that happened,
he's like, what are you doing?
he turned and walked away, and he said he knew after the game. He said, "I knew that's when we lost the game."
Right.
And
Yeah.
he's-
Again, he had his own problem when he had that bad turnover.
Oh yeah.
Thibault had a bad foul on Trey Young shooting a 3. They fell apart. And the funny thing is, all year they were great in the fourth quarter. They were great closing out games. That's how they got the number 1 seed. They buckled under pressure. My dad actually brought up a good point. The most relieved person that they lost that game was Ben Simmons.
Mhm.
Ben Simmons no longer had to be under a microscope.
Not the Game 7 though, because to me Ben Simmons is under a microscope for Game 7.
No, but he doesn't need to be under a microscope anymore. He doesn't have to worry about getting failed. He doesn't have to worry about going. He's no longer.
I see
He
what you're
no
saying.
longer has pressure.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Fuck 'em.
No, that's true. That's true.
Him and Fultz ought to get together and go bowling.
So speaking
Fine them.
Speaking of
Fucking
speaking of faults,
weak and soft.
Oh yeah.
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 If there wasn't SSCS, I could probably have a couple, but
I have an SSC. You want to do? We can do SSCS real quick because I have a good one.
I got two.
I have a really good SSCS for tonight.
Is it somebody whose name the same as a sandwich?
It sure is.
Giddy up.
Yeah, that was well done. You know what? Real quick, really quick. Let's do SSCS.
Am I going first?
Sure.
Seeming swallowing cocksucker of the week. And this is why.
You cocksucker!
I'll punch you in the mouth.
So, as everyone knows, there's all these trade rumors now swirling around with Ben Simmons. You look on their the NBA analysis or whatever. So this trade has Ben Simmons going to fill in a blank team, and there's about 15 teams. So first of all,
Clickbait.
It's clickbait. 13 of the teams are offering like 5 draft picks or like 3 draft picks and like 2 mediocre players. I'm like, anyone that's paying attention to what the Sixers are doing here and building here, they're not rebuilding.
Mm-hmm.
They're not starting over. They're trying to win a championship. They're not trying to take a step back or like get draft picks for Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what they're doing. They're trying to get, if they're getting the draft picks, it's for a 3-player trade to get a superstar back. There's 3 teams involved.
Keep hearing CJ McCollum though.
Yeah, no.
To me, that doesn't do it for me. No,
I'm
not at all.
real excited about that.
No.
So the one says this trade features Ben Simmons going to the Orlando Magic. So I open up the article.
Oh yeah,
I scroll down.
I saw this. Yeah.
I scroll down and I see
He was pissed.
Orlando gets Ben Simmons. The Sixers get, and it says Markelle Fultz. And then like there's like, I don't know what it said after that.
Can you imagine?
I just stopped reading and I'm like, there was like names and draft. I have no idea what it said, but it said Markelle Fultz, and I'm like, what a fucking idiot.
What can you imagine the fan base if you traded Ben Simmons for Markelle Fultz?
I don't care who else is involved in that.
That would,
And Orlando sucks. They don't have anything. But like
that'd be.
and
Oh
then
my
there's
God.
and then there's probably like, and then there's other pages like why this works for Orlando, why this works for the Sixers.
Of course, it works for Orlando.
Well, I mean,
Get out of here with that nonsense.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Yeah.
like, and then I went to see if there were any comments. I don't know. I couldn't find any comments.
Right.
I'm just like,
Fuck that.
I'm like, who does this stuff? Like, does this person have?
Was this a
any
NBC
clue?
Philly article?
No, this is like
'Cause
NBA analysis.
There is one dude who writes for NBC Sports Philly.
Yeah,
Mike got caught up in the clickbait.
I forget his
song.
name.
yeah.
Right
I
now?
clicked on everything that's about trades. for
Oh,
Ben
shit.
Simmons.
His last name begins with an H. Dude, he writes the worst fucking articles I've ever seen. It's like total off the cuff. Like, let me see how many clicks I can get. It's horrible. And I've called the dude out. I'm like, your articles are horseshit, and he hasn't responded to me. But
Yeah.
All right, so that's yours.
Seeming swallowing cocksucker of the week.
Yes.
And this is why.
You cocksucker!
I'll punch you in the mouth.
2 weeks ago, we did a phenomenal show. And once again,
oh, fuck.
our pants got pulled down and we got greased and fucked in the ass by Wildfire Radio. They fucked us real
How did
good.
Wildfire have anything to do with this?
Because the unit that we use,
Giggity, giggity,
Oh.
giggity.
The URL box.
basically led to nowhere. They removed their Google Drive.
Yes.
And now that episode got basically lost in space, nowhere to save it to. They took their server down.
And they
So,
just didn't tell anyone?
yeah. I mean, not that they don't owe us anything. I mean, we don't.
They're still cocksuckers.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, did
the
they-
Google Drive is fucking free. Why would you take it down?
Yes.
And the thing is, before
Where's that unit now?
it's in the trash can. Oh, that's gone. It's in a dumpster somewhere. I got rid of that fucking thing.
And they probably spent a bunch of money on that damn thing.
Yeah, so that's their payback. I
That's
threw
all
it in the fucking trash.
Well, there's that, and the fact that they, they just didn't know what they were doing. But
That's great.
well, they're no
So-
longer around anyway. Right? Are they done?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got to bring this up. Polsky has closed captioning going. and it says, "That's yours. See me swallowing, cocksucker." on the closed captioning, and that's on his big screen TV. That is awesome. Oh, that's hysterical. Oh, that's great.
Fucking Polsky.
All right, so I got mine.
Seeming swallowing cocksucker of the week. And this is why.
You cocksucker!
I'll punch you in the mouth.
Mine happened today. Mine is Ruben Amaro Jr. And here's the thing: I always respected Ruben Amaro Jr. Even though he went through a lot of shit when he was here. I felt like he was kind of handed. He tried. I do feel like he tried. He got
He was
Willie
handling
Holiday,
a tough job.
Cliff Flea, like he really did. But the bottom line is that he's soft as fucking Charmin, because today he posted something about the game last night.
Don't squeeze the Charmin.
Basically about it's inexcusable to be up 8-0 and your bullpen starts walking guys. And I said, so basically this is what you're saying to your bullpen, and it's an actual picture of Ruben Amaro outside the box in Clearwater giving the finger to somebody. And I said, so this is what you're saying to the bullpen, playing around with him. He writes back, totally uncool, uncalled for. I wrote back, I'm like, hey man, what did I say? I said something like, hey man, I'm only, it's all good, whatever. And I had a gif of like two guys high-fiving. And he wrote back
with the Corner Pub Sports emblem.
Oh yeah. And he wrote back like something like, yeah, whatever, it's expected or something. And then he said, he called me what's the fucking thing?
No, he called you a dope.
He called me a dope.
Yeah,
and then he called me.
He's saying you're unintelligent.
Yeah, and then he said a dope. And then I wrote back, I was like, you know what, dude? Like, I was only messing around with you. I was literally having fun with you. I don't know why you're taking it this way. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically what I said. And he's like, yeah, okay, have fun. And like, to me, that is so fucking soft. And now, like, you were a foul GM, a foul base coach, have fucking thicker skin, you motherfucker, and a foul baseball player. You sucked at baseball too. I mean, I know you made the major leagues, but you only made it because your fucking dad was anything.
Every step that he made in his career was not non-success.
Everything was handed to him.
Yes.
I
and he's named after a fucking sandwich. What's on a Reuben?
And he can't even make the fucking broadcasting. You can't beat out Ben Davis.
Yeah,
you can't beat up Ben Davis. You get to call one game a week with Mr. Person. Now I love Mike Schmidt, and I have it. You can see his jersey hanging up behind him. That motherfucker has no personality. Yeah. You can't beat him out for a fucking one night a week broadcast.
Even on WIP.
Fuck you, cocksucker.
Mitch Williams is on that show more than you are.
You're soft as shit.
Mitch Williams is actually a good.
Mitch Williams actually has insight and a personality.
He does.
Ruben has. Now look, I know I'm bashing him, but Ruben does have good insight. I like Ruben Amaro's insight. But what he did today, that was fucking soft. He's soft and weak. So
you can't take a joke.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. All right.
And you played in this city. How did you survive?
I know. It's pretty bad.
I know how you survived. Cut the fucking grass, you motherfucker.
It's oh shit. Where's my while you were drunk, guys, because we got a lot. Like we only got 15 minutes before our guest joins us, so I don't know how much we're gonna get through, but we'll see.
I am not drunk, man. You're trying to make me drunk.
It's time to catch up on some things you may have missed.
Do you think a six-pack is acceptable?
While you were drunk.
I'm drunk and I love cats. What more do you need to know?
Tampa Bay Lightning win the Stanley Cup.
Again.
Fake ass fans.
Tampa Bay.
Why does Tampa Bay have a hockey team again?
Yeah, good question. Dave Peterson.
Hockey don't belong in fucking Florida.
Dave Peterson just said, "Happy birthday, Eagles!" July 8th, 1933. The Eagles became an NFL franchise.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yep.
EAGLES Eagles.
Wow, that's true.
That's fucked up.
It's true.
Fucking
Fuck with my ass, man.
We're doing Eagles shit, and we got a fucking queef sound over there.
So the Tampa city of Tampa Bay have now won as many championships in the last 12 months as Ben Simmons has 3-pointers this year. 3.
Fucking Tampa Bay.
3.
Yeah.
3 championships.
Tom Brady, get the fuck out of here.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa Bay doesn't deserve it either. They're a bunch of transplants. They don't care.
Like, how does Tampa Bay have a hockey team? Has it ever been below 0 in fucking Tampa Bay?
It barely gets below freezing. There's like 2 days a year that it touches below freezing.
Like, come on.
And they have a game that's played on ice.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
I like to be freezing. Touch me below there.
Wait, what?
No, I don't know.
Freezing. Just look into your heart, you cocksucker, you cold-hearted prick, you.
That's so stupid. That might have been the dumbest thing I ever said on the show.
I couldn't even help you on that. I'm like, no.
That was bad.
Fucking Sean.
What do you want from me?
Yeah.
Even Polsky's like, what the fuck, dude?
Ruben's got him rattled.
Yeah, nah, I'm good.
Fucking
Yeah, so
Ruben.
so if the Tampa Bay Lightning win the Stanley Cup, no
You walk in and tell, yeah, give me the Ruben.
If the Tampa Bay Lightning win a Stanley Cup, no watches, does it really matter?
No.
It shouldn't.
Who gives a fuck? And now there's apparently the goalie. I'm not even going to say it, motherfuckers. Like Fishkill, whatever the fuck his name is. Apparently he might have been wearing oversized equipment.
Oh
well, whatever. Like
why bother with that now? Because the trophy's already been hoisted. They're not going to pull it off them.
You're right.
Well, because they got to.
But it's the point is null and void now, Mike.
Yeah, exactly. They got to create some controversy.
Right.
Like if it's a problem, then take measurements before the game.
Yeah, right. And they should have known that.
Do you remember the goaltender that started that shit? He was a flyer.
Hold on.
I feel like
it wasn't Gar Snow.
Yes, it was Gar
Was it Gar Snow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the one that started wearing the oversized equipment.
Yep.
So, yeah. Vashadi Cunningham will be playing in the Tokyo games, and you're like, okay, that's cool. Long jumper. Okay.
Randall's son?
Randall Cunningham's daughter has made the U.S. Olympic team.
Oh, good for her.
Yes. Randall. Actually, we were talking about Randall with Mark McMillan 2 weeks ago. I got some stories for you guys after the show too.
Nice.
Like a bunch of shit. But Larry Bowa shit and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But Randall Cunningham apparently is doing very well out there in Vegas, and his daughter is a world class athlete, which we've known for a couple of years now.
Yeah. I mean,
but now
obviously,
she's gonna be representing Team USA.
Nice.
Oh, his son was a state football star too.
Yep.
In high school.
Pretty cool stuff, man. Brett Phillips of the Tampa Bay Rays. Position player has come out and pitched a few times now. This dude is the personality that baseball needs.
Oh my God, this guy.
He first of all, his windup, like I might have to bring it up on screen. His windup must be the most unique windup I've ever like. He's out there warming up, and he's warming up like front ways, like looking directed to the catcher and throwing like this way, through over his shoulder. It's hard to explain. And then he's waiting at the gate. He's waiting at the bullpen gate, and he's yelling, "Ah!" He's like shaking the gate. They open up the gate, and he runs full force out. He pitches like a maniac. He can throw 94 to like 97.
Can he really throw that fast?
Yeah, his first. Yeah, he did. He threw that hard.
Oh.
And then all of a sudden, he throws a 47 mile per hour like little drew pitch, and the batter's standing like, "What the fuck?" So after the game.
I thought when he said he showed 94 and then threw.
He pitched.
I didn't realize he actually threw 94.
Yeah, he was calling the radar gun throwing like over 90. So after the game, he talks about like manager came up to me, "Can you pitch?" He goes, "Can I pitch? Are you kidding me? I have Mario Rivera's cutter. I have what did he say? Did he say Nolan Ryan's fastball or something? He said some shit like that.
Curveball.
He's like, "Oh, I had the best shit you've ever seen," stuff like this. Dude, it's so ridiculous, man.
So he's talking trash.
Oh yeah, great.
It's all tongue in cheek. He's like, "Oh man, they just don't want me to pitch because they know that they got to pay me." He's like, "They don't want to give me Shogun money."
Dude, it was amazing.
That's great.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
And then he talked about, I show them 94 just so they know I have it, and then I throw the 47 at them just to.
And he did. He threw like 94 his first pitch, and then his next pitch is like 47. Like, it was awesome, man. So yeah, the dude's got like a ton of personality, and it's pretty cool. And dude, and the best part is they're down 9-0, right? And then like his left fielder makes a catch, and he's like, "Yeah, you!" He's pointing at like he just won the World Series, dude. It's like amazing.
And it was something like a fly ball, like a routine.
Oh, it was.
Yeah,
it was. And the teammates got to be like, "Dude, this guy's fucking nuts.
Yeah.
He's like nuts." It's great.
He was the same guy that I think we were talking about it. He's the same guy that he's up at bat.
Oh,
and he gets hit in like the middle of the back or something like that. Like, you know, a spot that really wasn't that bad. And it wasn't like a real high fastball. It wasn't like anything. And he pretends to charge the mound at the guy. And the catcher goes out after him. And the pitcher's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then he just starts laughing and points at him like he's just like, I got you. He
started running out. He's like, I'm cool.
It's just a ball breaker.
Yeah, awesome. But it's the pitcher was an old teammate of his. So like he was like just making fun. Yeah. He was just having some fun with
even the pitcher was like laughing.
Yeah,
like he's laughing at him. He's on first base laughing. Like that's the personality. Like that's the shit you need.
Yeah, not the bat flipping shit, but somebody like that. That's great. Yeah.
Whatever. I don't care about the bat flipping stuff. It's the shit that guys like Trevor Bauer did. We'll get to that in a second. I don't know if we might have to wait on that. The Blue Jackets goalie, Columbus Blue Jackets backup goalie, died.
Wow.
And it's the most bizarre thing ever. He died on the 4th of July. So initially the reports came out that he was in the hot tub and fireworks went awry and he tried to run and slipped and fell. Turns out that the firework
hit him in the chest.
Actually hit him in the fucking chest. And then he fell. But he fell because he was pretty much probably already dead.
Right. That must be a hell of a firework to hit you in the chest and kill you.
Well, think about like how fast those motherfuckers fly in the air, right? That thing's, and you're far away, and you can sometimes see the rocket.
Yeah.
You know, think about how fast that's going. It's like right in his fucking chest, his bare chest, where he's sitting in a hot tub, and probably a very close proximity.
Right.
Fucking killed him, man.
Yeah.
Killed him.
Young.
24 or something.
Yeah, something like that. 24. Yeah. He you know. I don't know, like, as far as I think he's only played in like 5 or 6 NHL games. He played in 2 games this past season, but you know, still, dude, like for a kid who, and first of all, it wasn't like he was lighting the fireworks. Like he was on the side, he was in a hot tub enjoying himself and got hit by one. That's fucked up, man. And you know, it's a shame because you always hear about this shit. You always hear about these goddamn firework accidents, man.
What about that guy from the fucking Giants?
Jason Pierre-Paul.
Yeah.
Fuck, he lost 2 digits.
Yeah, Nubs. Nubs, as they call him. So that's a shame. You know what? Fuck it. Charlie, the Trevor Bauer thing. The Trevor Bauer thing. It's fucking crazy, man. So Trevor Bauer has been away from the team. He signed a major big time money contract with the Dodgers. And he's getting accused of like basically abusing this woman. But the thing is, like, it looks like he's on the hook for this shit. So I didn't hear the story. So he's on a website, meets this girl. They're exchanging text messages, and you know he's single, you know, whatever. Like, what the fuck?
Trying to get laid.
And the girl's basically saying shit like, I want you to choke the shit out of me. I want you to, you know, fucking, you know, whatever. Like, you know, S&M shit. Well, the problem is, like, yeah, he's doing this shit, but she was passed out apparently, and he was so fucking into it, he started punching her in the fucking throat, in the face. So you know, she's got fucking, she wakes, her fucking eyes walled shut, her asshole's leaking, you know, the whole fucking shebang.
She's missing nipples.
Yeah, she's missing fucking car battery attached to her nipples. So you know, she's her
nipples are
you
in his wallet.
You knew that telling this story with Gary was going to be a problem.
Oh, fat bitch!
Nah, he fucked her up, man. So now he's under investigation.
You don't tell nobody I give you your nipples back. They're in my wallet.
So he abused the fucking shit out of this girl.
Yeah, and the funny thing is
punching her and shit.
The Dodgers knew about it and let him pitch one more game before it got out.
Well, now, you know, they're oh fuck, Polsky with the fucking last thing.
Should have ordered freshly.com.
Nah, way to go out about the Blue Jackets goalie. Whistle. Whistle pop. That's fucked up, man. Fucked up animals. No, so this Trevor Bauer, situation.
Rocket.
So why don't you, like, if you're a teammate and, like, you know, you're one of Trevor Bauer's teammates, right? And, like, you know, and he's like, yeah, you know, like, yeah, I'm gonna meet this girl, you know, and they're like, oh, cool, let's see her. Oh, she's pretty hot, you know, and like, oh yeah, she wants me to fucking choke her, punch her in the face. Like, you don't think like a teammate's gonna be like, dude,
really
like Trevor, like
yeah.
you just signed like a fucking multi-million-dollar contract.
There's nothing good that comes of this.
You might want to lay low on that, like, you know, maybe just punch her in her shit box, and that's about it. Tongue punch her, maybe tongue punch her poop box. That's about it.
She likes to be fisted.
It's just tongue punch the turd cutter and call it a day.
Tongue punch the turd cutter.
Just call it a day after that. There's no need to punch the girl in the throat when she's sleeping. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I punch her in the throat. I bust a nut.
Well, Polsky just called it. No bobble night for him, and they did. So they canceled bobble on a head night.
After they let him pitch, and then all of a sudden, now
yeah, and all his merchandise, jerseys, jerseys, everything gone.
Wow.
From the store, gone.
So he's not going to be pitching for them.
Yeah, dude, he signed a major contract. I wonder.
Well, you can still buy replica nipples. You can still buy replicas of her nipples.
They're gonna start selling Trevor Bauer boxing gloves at the fucking store. Trevor Bauer nipple clamps.
I think Sean just found this next shirt.
Trevor Bauer nipple clamps.
All right, welcome to Trevor Bauer. I sell pasties.
This guy had character issues. That's part of the reason that everybody was afraid to sign him.
Well, so you were bringing up the whole bat flip thing. Like I didn't like the shit he was doing on the mound. Like he'd strike a guy out and do the fucking stupid sword thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was fucking ridiculous, man.
It's
like
a nut job.
Yeah, he's a little out there.
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah. So it's a little strange, man. So Trevor Bauer is gonna be out for a while. Big contract. Dodgers fucking eat shit on it. You know what? Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, fuck the Dodgers.
I'm not bringing up the Scottie Pippen thing. Fuck the Scottie Pippen.
Yeah,
he's writing a book.
Looks like a crack baby.
That's all that
Looks like
is.
a fucking crack baby.
That's all that is. Yeah, he looks awful. Scottie Pippen's calling Phil Jackson a racist. Yeah, you're right. He coaches in a predominantly black sport and he's a racist. All right, we're gonna move on.
Our friend Bill Cosby got out of jail.
Oh, well, there's that.
There's that too. Yeah. Mark Polsky said every replica jersey. Every replica nipple comes with an ever-ready battery. This is actually a local story that I thought we had to bring up.
Give me your nipples, you fat bitch! You fat bitch! Give me your nipples,
fat bitch! He starts to come and then he pulls out.
Mark Zumoff.
He
called
retired.
it quits.
Wow.
Voice of the 76ers has called it quits.
Yeah. When Ryan gets back, we should go through and start doing our favorite Zumoff-isms.
Oh, dude, it's easy though.
Yeah.
Iverson in the trees. Locking all doors and windows. He has so many. Like
in no particular hurry. Shot clock unplugged.
Yeah, shot clock is unplugged. Like, dude, he was such a great voice for the 76ers for so long and so many shitty seasons too.
Mm-hmm.
And
how long has he been doing it?
27?
Yeah, something like that. And he's an alum of Mike and I's former high school.
No shit.
Yeah, he went to George Washington High School in Philadelphia.
That shithole.
Yep.
Yeah.
He and Kevin Hart are mean too, and Blake Bashoff, who was in the movie with Daniel Stern. Those are our fucking go-tos.
Fucking Daniel Stern.
That and Bruce Perry, who plays.
And Bruce Perry, who I went to his only game that he started for the Eagles. Yeah.
It was a good one, didn't he? Didn't he have like a game where he had like?
He actually played pretty well, yeah. But fucking Clinton Portis had a better one, so
yeah.
Clinton Portis ended up scoring like 3 touchdowns, and the Redskins beat us. Yeah, because I saw 2 of them in my end zone, motherfucker. Anyway, yeah. So Zumoff is a fucking great voice, man. Great dude. You know, so it's a shame he's retiring.
Yeah, the carry guys like Eric Snow, who was like literally slept.
Yeah, he slept through. Yeah, right, exactly.
So why did he just up and call quits?
I don't know.
He said he wanted to spend time with his family. So, guys, it's time. We're gonna welcome our guest. This is gonna be fun as fuck.
All right,
from the other side of the world. What is up?
Good morning,
Kieran, Beefy, Blake. How are you, sir?
I'm absolutely awesome. How are you guys going?
We're doing great, man.
Yeah, good morning to you. How's Saturday?
I'm coming at you from the future.
Yes, that's right.
It's like Doc Brown.
Yeah.
It is.
That's awesome, man. So first of all, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Sean.
I'm Mike.
This is Gary.
And welcome to the show, man. We appreciate you coming on. And this I'm expecting a lot of fun conversation here tonight, man. Because you definitely seem like a personality, and obviously we'll get to the Guinness thing in a second, but
we'd ask you what you're drinking, but it's Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
That would be.
It's
coffee. There you go.
Yeah. You got to be doing coffee.
You got a little Irish whiskey in it or something, or a little Bailey's, a little something.
I wish. I got a bit of a confession. I had to give up drinking about 5 or 6 years ago because I went a little bit too hard in my early years, so the gout caught up with me.
Gotcha.
Okay. Gotcha, man. Hey, we respect that, man.
Thanks.
Fucking quitter. Now we're kidding. Now we're kidding, man. So I'm sorry. So it's Kieran.
Oh, Beefy, man, Beefy. Let's
All right,
keep
Beefy.
it
all right. Okay.
personal.
All right. Sounds good. All right, Beefy. I like that better too, man.
So do I.
So Beefy. First of all, thanks for reaching out, man, and we're glad you're a part of this, and we're honored to have you on, dude. So, you know, we're Philadelphia based. You'll notice our accents as much as we're gonna notice yours. You know, wear my Philadelphia Phillies hat. You know, we got the whole the Phillies behind us and stuff. But you hail from Australia, although you are into American football. You did tell me that.
Yeah,
which I think's cool. But I think we should start off with this. You are in the Guinness Book of World Records, and you are in there for being the world's biggest sports fan.
Yeah.
And there's so many things that. Oh yeah, you just got a nice compliment here. Nice Muhammad Ali poster behind. Is that a cutout?
It's a cutout, man. Full
Dude, that's
size.
awesome. That is great, man. And it's in black and white. That's cool as shit.
Yeah.
Big boxing fan?
I love my boxing. Love my boxing.
Man.
Always have done. I'm from Wales originally, so we're born fighters.
Oh, okay. Awesome, man.
I just watched the Mike Tyson documentary that ABC did.
I heard it was good. Yeah. I heard it was pretty good. I heard he's like completely off his rocker. Some janitor wanted to fight him and stuff. Like a janitor.
Early in his career.
Yeah, like a janitor broke a mop and like went after him and stuff. I don't know.
That's not new. Mike Tyson's a fucking nitwit.
So anyway, so Beefy. So you're in this book. You're in this book, the Guinness Book of World Records.
I think you're our first Guinness Book of World Records holder.
You are. I think we're probably on there for saying jitbag the most times on the show. But anyway, besides that, first of all, now I know the story, but I think the listeners need to know the background on this and how you became the world's biggest sports fan.
Yeah. So I'm going to take you back probably 25 years now. I used to play soccer up in Queensland, in Brisbane over here. Load of British guys. We used to go out every Saturday night on the piss. And it was a conversation that just, as you do when you're having a drink, how many sports do you think there are? How many sports could you go and see? And the idea was planted in my brain about, could I go and see 365 different sports in 365 days? No matter where they were on the planet, go and see them, just, take part. I've played loads of sports. I've played cricket for Wales. I've played American football, gridiron football for Great Britain students. I played rugby in Texas. I was a professional cricketer. I've played Aussie rules over here. You name it, I've had a go at it. So this idea evolved. I probably had a midlife crisis and decided that if I don't fucking do this project, I'll probably regret it for the rest of my life. So I sat down outside of my job. It was kind of a full-time job, trying to plan a schedule, trying to work out whether there were 365 different sports for a start.
Yeah.
I did it. I just spent the time doing it. It took me 3 years to plan. And back in 2015, had a schedule, had a load of cash to use. I did it. I went out and planned it, and we had loads of bumps along the way. We ran out of money. No surprise there.
Right.
We try to make it into something a bit tangible. So every sport we saw, I did it with my mate Rob, who I used to live with. He's a Kiwi. We decided to make a show about every sport we saw. So we made 100 shows when we were traveling. We interviewed some fucking awesome people like Daniel Ricciardo. Red Bull gave us the opportunity to go and speak to him, but but just met loads of people. And what opened my eyes, and you guys are kind of in the media, same as me, was if you tell people what you're going to do and you're pretty honest about it, people will do loads of shit for you just to open some doors and do something a bit crazy. Yeah. And it was amazing. Like, we went to the Melbourne Cup, which is probably up there with your Kentucky Derby, one of the biggest horse races in the world. They just said, yeah, come along. You can be media for the day. Just do what you want. Just don't get pissed. So we went there, but, that was on a Tuesday. It's a public holiday, bank holiday here in Australia for the Melbourne Cup horse race. So 110,000 people actually go to the event. The next day, we went to a sheepdog trial, and there was 10 people there.
Awesome.
That's kind of the up and downs of world sport. That type of stuff.
You went to 300, so it wasn't just 365 straight days of sports. It's 365 straight days of 365 different
sports. So we were probably even money up until about day 190, and then the money kind of ran out. So then I finished it kind of locally in Australia. So I ended up seeing 306 different sports in that 365-day span.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Hence why I am the world's biggest sports fan.
Amazing.
Officially.
Hats off to you, brother.
That's amazing. So
thank you.
What was the strangest, by far the strangest sport you went to go see?
Okay, you ready for this? There's a village in England called Haxey. It's on the Leicestershire and Yorkshire border. They do this sport called Haxey Hood. Now, you boys are going to be all over this. They have done this sport for 700 years consecutively, right? It's on January the 5th. There is 4 pubs in the village. If you drink in that pub, you're on that team for the day, okay?
Okay.
At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they have this kind of a leather cylinder, and it's the hood. That's what they call it. They throw it up in the air. Then 200 people grab it, and they go into a big ruck. It's like an absolute melee of 200 people. Now, the idea is you have to get that hood into your pub, and you win. So it is there.
Outside, this is just outside of the pub. Is it randomly put somewhere?
I fucking love it.
No, they do it at the Haxey Field, which is a field in the middle of the village.
Oh, okay.
And don't forget, you're in Britain in January, right? So it's 0 degrees, It's raining, it's snowing, it's all rolled into one. But this village, this is their Super Bowl, Independence Day, New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving, Christmas Day, all rolled into one.
Everybody's drunk as hell.
That's exactly right. That's why they start at 4 o'clock, so they can get a good 5-hour start. Now, it has been known to go till 3 or 4 in the morning to try and get this fucking thing into their pub. It's got to get across the threshold of the door. And if you win, you are the talk of the town, the talk of the village for the rest of the year. You hold that above everyone else in the village.
Has anyone died?
Yeah, people have died. People have broken legs, because once you get 200 people in a rolling ball moving, you can't stop it. But what happens is when they fall over, everyone's really polite. They all stand up and say, oh, just wait a sec. Everyone gets up again and they start again. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It is so funny. Now, the day, they've done this for 700 years consecutively. What was so funny, me and Rob went out, we got involved, we met loads of people, talked to people, had a few cranberry vodkas and that. We parked at the pub when we got there, and we saw everyone drinking, whatever.
So you were on a team?
Well, essentially, yeah. But we went back to the pub after about 4 hours of seeing this. We got back in the pub. They are live streaming it in the pub. We didn't even have to leave.
That's awesome.
Really? And how much gambling and money is put on this for the pubs? Is there a favorite, or is it even money on everybody?
I got no idea about the gambling side. I'm sure there's some on. I'm sure there's some local markets that they do, but they're also known. There's 4 pubs in this village. One is to the north, and there's 3 along the main road into the village. It has been known to go like a mile past the last pub, and they've got to try and get it back in the village. So they go over cars, and we saw a wall, a village wall get knocked down as 50 people kind of spilled over the top. But brilliant, love it. That's me all over. I love that. Love that stuff, and it.
I'd be kicking in the balls, grabbing eyes, pulling on ears.
Yeah.
I want to win.
mate. It's very polite. It's not violent. Yeah.
Wow, that's wild.
That is great. That's a great story.
Yeah, Haxey Hood. You look it up. Haxey. Like 700 years they've been doing this thing for. It's mental.
So I'm trying to think because I was in Ireland 2 years ago, and there was why am I gonna forget the name of it? It was like soccer, but not like soccer because they had uprights.
Gaelic football.
Gaelic football. Is Gaelic football older than this, or is that older? I heard of Gaelic football.
I think most ball sports have really only been around since like 1700s, really. So in terms of that, probably this is a little bit older, like just through myth and mythology, I guess. But this is genuinely, they've done it for 700 years, which is just phenomenal.
He said ball sports.
Exactly. He did say ball sports. So when I was watching the Gaelic football, and it was the first time I've ever seen Gaelic football when I was over. And funny story, real brief. But I was in both Dublin and Cork, Ireland, and I was in this bar in Cork called Costigan's. One of the best pubs I've ever been in ever. Like I kept going there every day. Go figure. So we're talking about American football, and American football. So then this guy sitting next to me to my left, and he's from Minnesota, Minneapolis, and I'm like, "Oh, you're a Vikings fan? Oh, well." And I had my phone cover, and I held up my Eagles Super Bowl champions phone, and he's like, "Oh," and all of a sudden we turn around, and there's the Super Bowl replay in the TV behind me. He's like,
"That's great.
Are you kidding me? We're in Ireland. I can't get away from this." All right, so he's all pouting, he's drowning his sorrows in his beer. But then after that, the foot that came on, the Gaelic football came on. I'm like, what is this magical sport? This is awesome because it's so much. Like I think it's so much better than the soccer. Like I thought it was amazing so Mike, picture the soccer net, but above that it's upright. Mm-hmm. So like it's more points if you get it in there.
You get
a
point if it goes over the top, and if you get a goal, you get three.
Right.
I mean, that's Gaelic football. I mean, did you see hurling?
Hurling's cool. Yeah, hurling's awesome. Hurling's awesome.
Just madness. I mean, they've only just, I think, in the last 18 months, brought in helmets being compulsory. There used to be guys playing hurling without helmets. They used to get smashed around the head with their, I don't even know what the bats are called, but the hurls actually. But
are they hurls?
They were crazy.
Hurls?
Yeah, they are called hurls. Yeah.
Those things.
Yeah.
So I gotta, before we get into another story, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Explain cricket to me because I just can't get it. I know
it could take for days and days.
Yeah. And it's still more exciting than baseball.
That's what people say. Yeah,
it's more exciting.
Okay, there's three forms of cricket. So you get Test cricket, which they play over 5 days. So you play 7 hours a day for 5 consecutive days. There's one-day cricket, which takes about 6-7 hours, 50 overs each side, and then there's 20-20 cricket. So it basically gets played over about 3.5 hours. 5-day cricket is, to you guys, would be the most boring thing of all time, but just remember, you can go and sit in the stadium and drink for 7 hours a day for 5 consecutive days and not even think about what's going on the field. I mean, that's the most important thing.
Sounds like a pretty important thing.
I guess the one thing that the major difference between cricket and baseball that's set to the side is the pitcher, the bowler, can hit the batsman without repercussion with the ball.
Okay.
And then they bounce the ball up, right?
They bounce the ball, between the pitcher and the batter. Yeah.
Okay.
And they have the big wand stick, but then is there bases? Is there
the big wand stick?
Yeah.
So effectively the only bases are between the batsman and the pitcher. So you go back and forth between the pitcher and the batsman. So you get runs. So if you get to where the pitcher is, you get 1 run. Hence why we get scores of 400, 500. Mm-hmm. So, and don't forget, you don't play in a V like you do baseball. You play in a 360-degree field where you play in the middle.
Mm-hmm. So you can hit it backwards and stuff.
Yeah, exactly right. And there's only 2 innings. So we have 10 outs, 2 innings of 10 outs instead of 9 of 3.
And the fields are they're huge.
So I mean, how many players are on each team?
11.
11.
Yeah.
But they got to span like behind and in front, and like if you catch the ball in midair, is it an out?
Yeah, if you get caught, same in baseball, you're out. Obviously, don't forget baseball was derived from cricket anyway. Cricket in about up until about 1900 was way more popular than baseball. It just took too long for you Americans.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it seems about typical.
Yeah.
So Beefy, you were a rugby player, correct?
I did play rugby. Yeah, I actually. How's this? I actually am a Texas representative. I played rugby for Texas Collegians because I actually went to the University of North Texas, Go Mean Green.
Oh, there you go.
Was that a culture shock for you?
A little bit, yeah.
Actually, Texas is a culture shock for us.
Yes.
Yeah. So I went there with a view to probably having a go at playing football over there, and as a kicker, obviously. Although I did play a little bit of tight end. But I got on the team. I could tell you a bit of a story, actually. I kind of went over there, went to play, started kicking a ball. The coaches said, "Fuck, you can kick. What's going on?" So I went in there and they said, "Right, we want to get you on the team, everything." And then they found out I was an exchange student, and exchange students can't play football in America. You have to transfer.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, wow. I never knew. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
so the guy I beat out as the punter, effectively, I didn't actually play, so I can't say I actually beat him out. But the guy that was punting for North Texas at the time was a guy called Toby Goen, who obviously had a 10-year NFL career, went on to win a fucking Super Bowl. So it could be me.
Oh, man.
So the Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles actually had a Australian rules punter for a couple of years, Sav Rocca.
I think, yeah, but isn't Aaron Sipos the punter now?
So that's the thing. We don't know who their punter is right now.
Okay.
They had Dirk Johnson, who then he's gone. And now I think there's a competition for the punter. So we don't know who their punter is right now.
I think from news I've read here, I think Aaron Sipos, who's another Aussie, is probably going to be your punter this year. And you're probably going to need him because you're pretty bad.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. Yeah. They're pretty bad this year.
Agree.
Yeah, absolutely. After
normally we'd be pissed at you and screaming and yelling, but now
it's totally cool. Yeah,
you've got a long way to go. I mean, you've invested in a quarterback that's kind of a bit raw. There's not a lot of receiving talent there, and it's gonna be a tough road for
a very old offensive line and a defense that's suspect. Oh, and in the middle of all that, a whole new coaching staff.
Yeah, and your linebacker, you've got probably the worst linebacker core in the whole league, I think. Yep. I mean, who you got? Singleton, Wilson, Sean Bradley, who should be playing for the 76ers.
Yeah. You know your American sports, brother. I'm impressed.
I am a massive NFL fan. I love it.
Awesome.
I'm a Dolphins fan, so I've been in
I'm sorry to hear
a world of pain for a long, long time.
Yeah, the undefeated season, and then
Dan Marino, and that's it.
Yeah. That's all right though. The Dolphins are
coming, I guess.
They were, yeah.
Now they're, I guess not.
Who knows? I mean, I think they've got the right head coach. I think he's probably the guy to take them forward. I mean, Adam Gase, what a waste of time he was, and
quarterback whisperer. Yeah, how'd that work?
The strange thing is he had the right quarterback in Tannehill, and they just didn't treat him right. And he was a bit injury prone, and now it just proved when he went away what a good quarterback he is.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the quarterback whisperer ended up being the worst thing that's ever happened to every quarterback that he's ever coached.
True.
We just got a message here. Even the other side of the world knows he's referring to the Eagles sucking. He's like, Jesus fucking Christ. That's what he said.
I mean, let's
not
judge yet.
You know what, though? I'm going to tell you right now.
Let's not judge yet.
Beefy, I'm going to tell you right now, I do think the Eagles are going to surprise people because I think Jalen Hurts is going to surprise people.
I like Jalen.
Yeah, he's got a lot of natural talent. I think the Eagles are going to win more games than people are giving them credit for. They're not going to win a Super Bowl or anything like that, but I think they're going to be a formidable team.
Well, the big question on Jalen Hurts now is, does he have an NFL arm?
I mean,
I don't know. Not. I mean, I think he's got the arm. Is it accurate enough? Is it, I mean, that's.
Yeah, I don't know. But to get back on the Dolphins thing real quick, Adam Gase, you want to talk about a fall from grace, right? he became an NFL. He was an NFL coach, and now he's a high school offensive coordinator.
Is that what he's? Oh my God!
Yes, he's not even a high school coach.
He's taking the big bucks, man.
And
he's not even worthy of a high school head
He's the
coach.
highest paid high school offensive coordinator of all time.
Well, sure he is. I mean, how could you like?
Because when he's interviewed, his eyes are intimidating.
The worst thing is, I mean, he's been paid out from so many contracts. He doesn't need any money anyway.
Exactly.
Is there ice hockey in Australia?
There is ice hockey in Australia. It's basically amateur though. Look, they do it. It's basically a lot of expat Canadians and Americans and Europeans that just want something to do in the week. But there is a league, and weirdly enough, I mean, there is an Australian playing the NHL. I can't think what team I know the Capitals drafted him a few years ago, Nathan Walker. Weirdly enough, he was born in Wales. So, yeah, it's a tough ask. I mean, the distance is pretty far for local teams to travel, but they do quite well in like the under 23s. They won Division 2 in the World Championships in the youth a few years ago. But it's difficult. I mean, it's just not. It's not one of the sports you associate with Australia. Unfortunately, people really, when there's beaches and sun and surfing and everything else, they don't think of ice hockey.
No, that's why we're wondering why the fuck Tampa Bay keeps winning championships.
Yeah,
because it's an easy lifestyle. People want to just go there and relax. They can walk around the streets and not get paparazzi'd.
Yeah,
I have a point there. That is true. That is true.
Nobody cares about Tampa.
Yeah, nobody's throwing a beach. Like, yeah, it's a hockey player. Yeah, so what?
Yeah,
there's a beach and sun, whatever. So
no pressure.
I know there's basketball and stuff. So I was just curious about hockey.
I've heard your Ben Simmons rants. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I guess you guys are missing them.
Did you see Dellavedova yesterday signed for a local Australian club? He's quit the NBA and he's going to play in the Australian League.
Wow. No, I didn't hear that.
He was the
He was at Cleveland. He was at the Cavs.
Yeah, he was at the Cavs.
He's signed for Melbourne here.
No, where did he go to college? Was he Duke? Was he
Dellavedova? He was not Villanova.
No, he wasn't Villanova. Okay.
No.
He might have been
Villanova for Villanova. I don't
know. So where did because Ben Simmons was in was he Melbourne?
I got no idea. I don't.
I think
I'm going to be honest. I'm not the biggest basketball fan going. I'm the world's biggest sports fan, but basketball, it just gets very samey for me. And big guys on a small court.
Yeah, Gary's not a fan of basketball either. So
yeah, you do have a Sixer on your Australian team, not Ben Simmons, but a different Sixer on your team. What's his Steibel?
Oh, yeah, my T. Steibel's on the Team Australia this year for the Olympics. Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Good defensive player. Yeah.
Well, they're talking themselves up here for the Olympics. They're really talking about pushing.
Yeah, they don't have a chance, Beefy. I get it.
Oh, we know that. Although they beat them, didn't they? They beat America. I don't know, probably the start of last year. The American team came over before the World Championships or World Cup, whatever they call it.
Oh, okay.
And they split a 2-game series.
Okay.
Yeah. Not that America was, that hugely strong, but, they didn't bring their top players. But still, if Australia win. But to be honest, even though I live here, I never want to see Australia do good at anything. I am born in the wool Welshman. So effectively, if Australia lose, that makes me happy.
So what? You're all England all the way?
What? You need absolutely gun to the head.
Oh no, Ireland, right? Sorry.
No, Wales. It's a country.
Oh,
it's the country next door to England.
Yes,
next door to England. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to brush up on my your.
Yeah, please. The more Americans know that Wales is a country, the better it's going to be. I'm telling you.
Oh man,
yeah, Mike, what the fuck?
Well, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, what the fuck, Mike?
So I've
God damn it.
I haven't been overseas often. I've been to England, I've been to Ireland, and holy shit, do they hate each other still to this day?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's like you mentioned, like fuck that country. I'm like,
It's like the Red Sox and Yankees.
Yeah, it is. It is like the Red Sox. Well, there's a long history. One of our listeners wants to know if you guys want Ben Simmons back in Australia.
He's shagging himself rigid in Wimbledon right now,
Yes,
isn't he?
he is. Yes, he is. He's definitely shaking it. That's for sure. He's shaking something.
Yeah, he ain't taking a shot. That's for sure.
Oh, he's taking a shot.
He's taking a shot.
Yeah, he's on his girlfriend's chest. So we had a right. I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So we had a good question from one of our listeners. They wanted to know how you got the nickname Beefy.
There is a very famous cricketer called Ian Beefy Botham. Look him up. He used to smoke weed, replay boys during the game and things like that. Absolutely brilliant. It was a very huge character. I was kind of similar to him in how I played, and I just ended up with the nickname Beefy, and it kind of stuck. And I reckon more people know me now, Beefy, more than my real name, and that's the way I like it, because I heard you at the top of the show, trying to pronounce it and trying to spell it. Fuck that. My parents need shooting. So as soon as this Beefy kind of stuck, I love it. Absolutely. It kind of sums me up. All my media and stuff that I do here, we do our own sports show. It just suits it. I love it. It's great. Even my missus, my girlfriend, she calls me Beefy. So it's that's kind of the only person that doesn't is my mother.
More reasons than one.
You're packing a Beefy.
Yeah.
Packing a Beefy.
So Beefy, I got a question. How in the hell did you afford? I mean, I know you said that you ran out of money, but how in the hell did you afford to go to 306 events, all these different? I know you had a professional career doing a couple different things. This sounds awful expensive.
Yeah, it was awful expensive. I'm not sure I've recovered, to be honest, financially. That's for sure. I suppose we just put some stuff away, got sponsored. Thanks, Dave. It is where Tom Jones is from. I love that. It's just budgeting and everything else, and just getting cheap deals. People think, we travel all around the world. We spend a lot of time in Dubai, a lot of time in Europe, a lot of time in the States. But we weren't flying, first class or business or on decent airlines. We were flying Air India Express and, Air Zimbabwe and whatever the cheapest deal to get around, we had to take. So we slept on people's couches, cheap hotels, ate absolute shit 7-Eleven pizza. $4 for the 7-Eleven pizza. That was standard fare. We just budgeted wherever we can. And in the end, when we tried to get more and more sponsorship money and it just didn't come through, it was tough. But, it was an experience that, you can't take it away from us. And, at least we gave it a go and, got where we are realistically to, become the world's biggest sports fan. And the other thing is, we're only doing 306 sports. It now leaves it open for me to have another go and try and beat that record, I guess.
Oh, there you go.
Are you seriously considering that?
I have seriously considered it, and I probably still will.
You just got to
love it.
A way to save up the money and.
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh man.
Well, try to find your way to the East Coast.
Yeah. I love. I've been to Philly once. I love it. I've been to the States quite a few times. We've got people in Atlanta now that look after us, and I could probably do it. I reckon if I based myself in the States, I reckon I could. If I based myself in the States for a year, I reckon I could pull it off. Although, I mean, we went to the, we haven't talked about it, but we went to the Eskimo Olympics in Greenland. So a lot of those Inuit sports probably don't happen in America, but you can get up to Canada and easy enough to go and see it up there.
So but the thing is, sorry, I keep cutting short off. The thing is if you start with the Olympics, you could pull off probably like 20.
It's about 45, 50 sports from the Olympics. So I mean, when we started it, the idea was the original schedule was I was going to finish at the closing ceremony of the Rio Games.
Oh, okay.
So that was going to be the big crescendo and work it out. And then we got delayed to starting, but the Olympics is on the cards. But we actually went to the Winter Youth Olympics in Norway. So we got to see quite a few of those sports, the winter sports, all in one go. So when we started this thing, or when I started it, I never ever thought I'd be an official Olympic accredited journalist. We had Olympic accreditation, and you just think, yeah, there's two blokes who have never done any sports journalism whatsoever. Started this thing with little, probably less than a website, and we're, you go and apply for Olympic accreditation, and yeah, the Olympics, yeah, we'll take you.
That's
awesome.
So cool, man. So when you were doing this, and you were going around the world, and who was tracking this for you? Like, was there an official person that was like?
Me, I was tracking it. So, I mean, the one great thing nowadays about social media, and there's not too many good things about social media really, is
I agree with that.
Yeah, Instagram. If you take photos with your GPS or tracker on your phone, and you post Instagram pictures, they are geo-tracked. So they know where you are, when you are there, and what you're seeing because it's on your phone. So
good
you
thing
can
or
actually.
Well, this was a good thing, right?
Yeah. So you can track exactly where you are through posting on social media, which is fantastic. It's an easy way to track where you are, or if you're a criminal or an infidel, they can track you. But with that, I mean, we talk about Guinness, and I saw Polsky earlier saying about, how do we get in? So when I was finishing off, getting to the end, Guinness actually contacted me. They've been tipped off, or I've been on BBC or something in the UK, and they got in touch, sent me an email saying, look, we see what you're doing. You may be eligible for this. So I sent them the whole list of things, and, they sent an email back saying, we don't consider some of these sports. And it's like, come on, the dash and races, they're sports,
Yeah.
yeah, and shit like that. So, I had to then justify. So when we started this thing, I mean, we got asked that question a lot, right? About what defines a sport. So we actually said, look, a sport is something that's got to be organized. So me and you couldn't just go down the park and play a set of tennis. That's not really organized. That's just two people having a bit of a run round. So everything needed to be actually organized, advertised. It had to be competitive. So you actually, two teams or however many teams had to be going for a result. There had to be a governing body organizing this thing. So it couldn't just be something you came across. So they were the kind of the rules we set in place on what we needed to define a sport. So when Guinness came to me and said, can you justify every event you went to? I actually had to list what the competition was, who was playing, was there a winner, but then I had to also justify with photographic evidence that I was there. So sending through a whole host of photos, the events, what they were, so to justify every single thing that I went to. So yeah, it was a whole process of justifying how I became the world's biggest sports fan.
That's a lot. It sounds like a lot of work, but that's a great title.
It was a hell of a lot. Well, yeah, it was a lot of work. Just doing the thing and then justifying the thing.
Yeah.
Even like
you got nothing.
Even playing.
Oh, you broke my balls about something, and then you sit here and you got not one question.
I thought he was gonna say he opened his mouth. I'm like, what? And he's like, oh no. So the whole thing, like the planning. So like you said, it took you 3 years to plan this whole thing.
Yeah. So when I started doing the schedule, you found some events, posted, but when I came back to it 2 years later, some events had been moved. Some events, the dates have been changed, countries changed, locations changed. So everything was kind of shifting. And then when we were on the road, when we were running out of money, we were meant to go to Rio. The money wasn't there to go to Rio, so we had to kind of find some events. That when we went to Carolina, I know you had the Carolina guy in a couple of weeks ago. We went to the wrong fucking venue for a horseshoes event. There were two parks called the same. One was in Raleigh and one was in Concord or something.
Oh no!
We went to Raleigh.
And I'm impressed that you knew that. Yeah, we had the guy he was trying to get a baseball team to
the old bats.
Yeah.
So, but there are other things. How's this? I'm going to tell you a fucking story now. Don't ever fucking fly on Spirit Airlines, right? You probably have issues with it.
one
Right.
time and done. Yep.
Yeah. So we were in Oakland. We were been to see the Supercross at the in Oakland, and we had to get back to New York to get back to England. We get on the plane in Oakland, and I told you about getting the cheapest flights you can. So it was Oakland to Vegas to Detroit to New York.
Jesus.
So yeah, don't ask.
Oakland.
So
Oakland, Vegas.
Vegas, Detroit, New York, and
So
we were
Oakland, you're flying down to Vegas, then back up to Detroit,
Yeah,
then kind of across a little bit down the
Yeah. Okay. All right.
and it's all on the same plane, and we're trying to get connecting flight to London. So we get on the plane, Oakland to Vegas, no worries, all on time, excellent. We're on the plane in Vegas. The staff from Spirit Airlines come on the plane and say, "Just got to let you know, we're not going to fly to New York anymore. We're just going to fly to Myrtle Beach instead. So you're free to get off the plane and find other ways to get to New York, or you can fly to Detroit and see if you can get in to New York that way." And it's like, I fucking got the flight to New York. I don't want to go to Myrtle Beach.
Who does that? Yeah. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with Myrtle Beach, but why would you do that?
They were worried about a snowstorm probably hitting New York, but there were other flights going to New York. So why weren't you going to New York? So yeah, we missed the flight, the connecting flight to London. We missed a load of events in London. So shit like that happened. We got caught in a blizzard in Greenland. So we got delayed by a day. We had to spend a night in Iceland instead. And then we went back to Denver for the old Colorado for the Frozen Dead Guys Festival. But we missed the first day of the Frozen Dead Guys Festival, which had all the stuff we wanted to see in. So
The Frozen
shit like
Dead Guys Festival.
Yeah.
Have you not been to the Frozen Dead Guys Festival?
I have not been. I've heard of it.
I've
but
never
yeah.
even heard of it.
I've heard of
It's
it.
it's in the top 10 festivals to go and see in the US.
Wow.
I made that shit up. It's
Yeah,
I don't know, but
I've
it must
heard-
be.
I've heard of it.
Sounds like it should
Yeah.
be.
It's the story about this Norwegian guy, this Norwegian scientist that believed he could be cryogenically frozen to come back when technology allows him to come back to life later on.
Oh,
So
of course.
there is a shed in wherever it is, Nederland, Colorado. He got frozen when he died, and then there's other people who've been frozen as well to try and get back to life when the technology allows. But look up Frozen Dead. They have coffin racing, basically. That's why we were going to go
Oh,
there.
coffin racing. So you jump in a coffin and like slide down ice or something. It's like luge, but you're in a coffin or something.
That would be cool, wouldn't it? How cool that be?
Yeah, even better if like they buried you 6 feet under. And they just see if you can get through.
And if not, you just die.
Yeah, if not, you just
okay.
die. Like Kill Bill 2.
Great. Like cheese rolling. If you don't die, you're a winner.
That's right. That's right.
Beefy, what about the Iditarod? Have you visited that?
No, is the simple answer. And one, if you go to Anchorage where it starts, what are you going to see? You're going to see fucking, procession of dogs and running off. I want to go and see that they do one just before the Kentucky Derby at the, I think it's the University of Kentucky called the Idiot Rod, where they use shopping carts instead of sleds.
No shit.
That's awesome.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I've been to Churchill Downs too, and obviously it wasn't during the season; it was during the summer, I think it was. And I'm sorry, it was during the winter. I'm sorry. And so we got to take a tour and everything, but yeah, we didn't get to see anything during that time. I was so disappointed. I was hoping to see at least one actual race on that course. Yeah, we didn't get to see it, but yeah. So in America when you were here, what was the sport that? So I know you're intrigued by American football,
yeah,
and we'll get to that in a second. But like, what was one sport that you saw here that you were like, what the fuck's going on here?
We were in.
Was it the hot dog contest?
I love Joey Chestnut. What an athlete Joey Chestnut!
And he's from Philly.
Oh yeah.
He's from Mayfair. Yeah.
Mayfair?
He lives, or he's from where Mike grew up. Yeah.
Well, I didn't grow up there. I
Well,
bought a house there.
He bought a house there. He just had a few girls and moved on.
We did. We were meant to see the hot dog eating. Obviously, we kind of the schedules didn't match up, but we were in Phoenix and cowboy mounted shooting, right? This is you ride around on a course on horseback. You have two guns, and they have these kind of pylons, I guess, and they inflate balloons as you go around. And the idea is, as you're riding on this horse, you shoot the balloons, and you got to do it in the quickest time possible. Now, they do it with 6-shooters, and they do it with, I don't know whether it's pump action shotguns or what. But the fact that this sport exists just intrigues me for a start.
How do people not die like every day in that?
It is crazy. And the strange thing is, we just happened to meet the guy that invented the sport there. He's like 70, 80. He just grew up idolizing people like Roy Rogers and cowboys from the past.
So we have a sport in my house that's called docking.
Right.
So you take an uncircumcised penis and a circumcised penis, and you put them together, and you take the foreskin of the one penis and put it over the other one, and you try to get out.
That's fucking
nasty.
It creeps it like a suction cup.
That's fucking nasty.
Is that on pay-per-view?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, good.
Sean, who are you rubbing cocks with? Stop rubbing cocks, Sean.
It's only him and his son. And his son's like
5. He's 5. He's not included. He's too young. He's too young.
Sean put an
far
ad.
too young.
There's an ad on Craigslist.
Beefy has obviously listened to us enough where he knows I'm fucking joking. So,
well, are you? Yeah.
So, actually, Polsky asked a good question. Did you ever hear about the Texas Special?
No, I might have.
It's when
I probably invented it.
It's when you're banging the old lady and then you whisper in your ear, you feel just like your sister, and all of a sudden you got to hold on for dear life.
I think that did happen to me in college quite a bit over there.
Did it? Yeah. Where'd you go to college?
University of North Texas. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right.
The Mean Green.
I still cannot believe they would not let you play football, despite the fact that you were a college student there. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's
insane. I mean, they kind of spelled it out. It's to do with insurance and everything else. You have to transfer. So my first year of college in England, I would have to walk away from and transfer across. Plus, I was at college in the States for free, whereas if I transferred, and I think the first year they probably wouldn't have given me a scholarship to play, I would have had to pay my own way. So, yeah, it was. And I was a professional cricketer at that stage as well, by the way. So to make a jump and walk away from that, and it would have been.
You would have had your amateur status. You would have had to have.
Yeah. But the other thing is, here's a bonus of it though. Because I couldn't play football over there, I ended up joining the Denton Rugby Club, which is Denton is, you've probably never heard of. The only thing good out of Denton is Deep Blue something. So in terms of that, I think the city's 66,000 people when college is in, and when it's on holiday, there's only 20,000 people live there. But it's got a rugby club. That year, we won the Texas Championship. We then won the Western Championship, and then we got to the U.S. National Finals. For this small town with a rugby club to play in the Nationals was fucking awesome. It was brilliant. But how's this? The Texas Championships were in San Antonio. The Western Championships were in Dallas. And then the National Championships were in Austin. We didn't even leave the fucking state.
Jesus.
Talk about convenience right there.
Good old fucking Texas.
Yeah.
Well,
it was a great time. Nothing bad about Texas. It was great. I'm a big Shiner Bock fan.
Okay.
How many? Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Shiner's good stuff for sure. Shiner has good stuff, and that us in Philly, we hate the Dallas Cowboys. I don't.
Good. Everyone does. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. Good.
I used to hate them, and I lived there. And I was there in 93, 94 when unfortunately they went kind of back to back.
Oh, when they were at their peak. You're right.
Yeah.
So when you were being a Dolphins fan, did you get to go in any Dolphins games?
Yeah, I've been to quite a few Dolphins games. Yeah. Okay. I went to Miami in 1980. I actually went to a game in the Orange Bowl. I have no idea who was playing, and
This is crazy. I got to be honest with you. I didn't think you were that much older than I was.
Yeah, see, I'm only 48. So yeah, because of that holiday I took with my parents back there, and I've kind of liked Miami sports for no reason apart from the fact that I have a bit of a tie in there. So Yeah, so I've lived through the Dolphins kind of era when Marino came in and everything else, and the Marx brothers and all those guys. So yeah, I don't know, when was the last? Oh, actually, here you go. Here, Thanksgiving '93. I was at the Leon Lett game. Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah.
And Sean pulls out Leon Lett game. Like,
Leon Lett.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll never
Well,
forget
actually, the other part of that game is an Eagles guy. Remember Keith Byers? He ran for like an 80-yard touchdown.
that.
He
Yeah.
was doing snow angels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because it was rare. It snowed down there.
It did. It snowed.
And that was
cold.
yeah, that's right. That was Dolphins Cowboys Thanksgiving '93. That's right. It was. Dude,
and it snowed in Dallas, right?
Yeah, it snowed in Dallas. Yep. That was insane.
Yeah, it was crazy. And quite funny. I was on my way. We actually went to Mexico, Laredo, for Thanksgiving weekend. So we stopped off for the game, watched the game. There were so many crashes on the road. It was crazy because Texans have no idea how to drive when there's icy roads or snow, or actually when they don't know how to drive. That's full stop.
Just don't know how to drive, yeah.
Just leave it at that.
Yeah. But I went to Super Bowl 25. Giants, Bills.
Wow.
Yeah, Mark Mosley. That's the Scott Norwood, not Mark Mosley. Scott Norwood was the field goal.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
And I also, the other Super Bowl I've been to was Ravens 49ers when the lights went out.
Oh gosh, yeah. It was out for like 5 minutes and everyone's freaking out. They didn't know what was going on. Yeah.
They thought it was a terrorist attack. Everyone was shitting themselves. And me and I was there with two Australian guys, and we were just, we'll just drink more. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, why? Yeah, right. That was a good Super Bowl. That was Torrey Smith. Torrey Smith lit it up that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And became an Eagle and won another Super Bowl with us. So
yeah,
really take that.
Yeah, that's a bucket list. The Super Bowl, is a
yeah.
bucket list for me. Absolutely.
Well, the New Orleans one was quite funny because the only way to get a ticket, we bought the hospitality package, but we hit Bourbon Street a little bit too hard the night before and mixed hurricanes. So when you're on Bourbon Street, don't say just give us whatever, because they go fucking crazy, with the hurricanes, different flavors, different things. We got so shit-faced the night before. I woke up at like midday. I went to Popeyes to get the greasiest thing I could possibly can. But we paid massive money to go to the Super Bowl, and I sat in the hospitality, head in my hands, ignoring all the food, all the drink, all the cheerleaders, everything else. And I kind of came round about 15 minutes before the game. I just think, what a wait. But what a game. What a game.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, it's unbelievable the amount of sporting events you've seen and been to and witnessed, and
you're our hero.
Yeah, and the things you've seen that like the most obscure sporting events that we've never even thought of. Like, God, did you do the Puppy Bowl?
No, we didn't do the Puppy Bowl. But okay, there is a sport. We had this big phrase. Whenever I did media and stuff, and people ask me we talk about pickleball being the preferred sport of nudists. That used to be a good line.
Okay.
Yeah, pickleball. But
go figure.
So we're finishing off with one of the last weekends we did back in Australia. The ABC, which is kind of the, I guess, PBS style. No, they're a national broadcaster here in Australia. They came out with us for a day. The very first sport we went to see is called Dancing with Dogs. Okay, it's like the the American Kennel Club type deal. If you want to get your dog and dress up your dog in a costume, then you dress yourself up in a costume, and then you put on a dance routine to music with your dog. That is a sport. Dancing with dogs. The ABC.
Ryan's not on the show.
Ryan would have a Woody.
Ryan right now be whacking his carrot right now listening to this.
So the ABC genuinely thought we were taking the piss, that we were going to take them to some weird non-existent sport, but this thing exists. Dancing with Dogs. There is a world championship they hold in Stuttgart every year. Look it up. Dancing with Dogs. It's funny, but it's sad.
And I'm sure they take it very serious.
I was just
Well,
gonna
that's the
say,
thing.
yeah.
They would spend hours, in fact, many hours working on these routines and
I say
working on
left,
costumes.
Fido, left. Like what the fuck? Pirouette.
Dogs can probably dance better.
And stop licking your balls.
Yeah.
Never. I'll always lick the balls. Why? Because I can.
Oh my God, that's not the truth. No, that is hysterical.
Stop licking your balls.
Oh my God. So
did we just come up with the name of our episode?
Stop licking your balls. Stop licking your balls with Beefy. Done. That's the name of the show, right?
I've got to say as well, if you want a guest for your show, there is a guy out. He lives in Utah. He is the unofficial world jousting champion. He's called Charlie Andrews, right? We did a pilot. We made a pilot show to try and sell this whole concept to a TV channel, right? We kind of called it "If Anthony Bourdain Ever Did Sports." Rest in peace, Anthony. But we made this pilot. We managed to meet this guy totally by accident. Now, jousting kind of died out in the 1600s, and it died out for a reason because people were mental and they died and they got horrendous injuries. But there are guys out there that have brought jousting back, and you've probably seen it: Knights of Combat and full metal jousting and things like that.
All right.
So we happened to meet this guy, and this guy just lives the jousting life, and he is out there to mutilate people. But he's the nicest guy you'll ever want to meet until he gets on a horse. But he came out with this great phrase, and we say it all the time. And he says, "People like to live their lives by bumper stickers and T-shirt slogans, but I'm going to tell you, that is the foundation of my DNA."
Wow.
And he lives by this. But he's the nicest guy, and I will put you guys in touch. And you can
please
chat.
do.
He's brilliant. He is so funny. Loves it. Used to play rugby. This is the mentality of the guy as well. He's probably 50, just gone 50 now. He was training for an MMA fight probably 2 years ago. And don't forget, this is just training. The guy he was training with had him in a hold in his leg. Now, I don't know too much about MMA,
but I figure that's it. Yeah, you think that's it?
Yeah. Triangle hole or whatever around the legs.
Triangle, yep.
He wouldn't tap out because he thought he could get out of it. So the guy snapped his leg, both bones in the leg, because he wouldn't tap out. And they were just training. He wasn't even in a fight. So
it's like Monty Python. I'm not dead yet. It's only a flesh wound. Come on, I'll bite your ankles off. How about you?
Chasing them.
That's exactly right. So it's taken him 2 years to get back on a horse.
Speaking of rugby, now maybe I'm saying their name wrong. The Black Knights? Are the Black Knights
New Zealand
All Blacks? Are they still the top tier rugby team?
Look, rugby is kind of because of COVID, it's been interesting. South Africa haven't really played for a while, so they're ranking. South Africa are officially the top team, but New Zealand are the team to knock off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ugh, rough, man.
So I mean,
it's a cool sport. I like watching it. Man.
None of us follow.
Is there a major league rugby team in Philly? I think
not
there must be.
Philly, not in Philly, not that I know of. But I mean, the United States, we have some rugby teams, but not.
Well, there's a new league, the Major League Rugby, and I'm just kind of.
I mean, there could be.
If there is, I don't know. I didn't hear anything about it. Not that I know of.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up as I'm on the show.
So I guess while you're doing, are you following the soccer championships, the European championships at all?
Well, we're all Italian this week, aren't we? For the final,
right? I was going to say,
Italian.
obviously you're pulling, for whoever's the what is the friend of the friend of the enemy is a friend of mine or something like that, or
As long as England don't win. In fact, I hope they lose on penalties, to be honest. I hope they inflict major pain on their supporters. They think they're going to win, but then have it taken away in the worst possible way.
Understood.
So, we lost to Denmark. Wales lost to Denmark, and we didn't play very well. But we got to the semi-final 4 or 5 years ago, which shocked the world, and the English have never forgiven us for that. So we took down their throat. So to have them win would be absolutely abysmal.
We were actually in Boston. I mean, we don't follow soccer at all, but we were actually in Boston going to Fenway. And before we stepped into Fenway for the one game that we got to see, it was the World Cup, and the U.S. played England. I don't even know if they won. It was a tie, or if they won.
I think it was like 1-1-0 or
it was like 1-1 or 1-0
yeah.
or something. It was like this huge upset. And like England played like terrible. Like their goaltender gave up like the softest goal ever. And I think we met up with some British guy afterwards. We were just talking to him. We're like,
he was all
happened?
pissed off. Like,
It's like, oh, it was a mess. It was like,
we're like, it was
what
a
is he
tie. What's the
doing?
matter? No, they're not supposed to lose. So Philadelphia
And
does
we're just
not.
like, oh, all right.
Philadelphia does not have a rugby team in that league. They have a Division II rugby team in Eastern Pennsylvania League. That's it.
Right. The big time.
Eastern Pennsylvania. Yeah, we're hitting it.
But is Life University in Philly?
No.
It might be in Pennsylvania then, I think.
Yeah, not Philly. No.
So when I was in the States, they were the only college that offered rugby scholarships.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no.
I can't remember where it was, but anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but yeah, rugby's great. I mean, it's
that's a cool sport. It's intense, man, and it's even as intense as it is, it's still a gentleman's game. Like as crazy as that sounds, like there's not. Yeah, you're gonna get hurt playing it. You could get hurt playing it, but they're still gonna be respectful. Like you're still gonna go out after the game and have beers to get together.
Oh, exactly. In fact, I told you about playing in the Texas League. Near enough every club in that whole league is sponsored by the local brewery. So every time you go and play, like you go and play down in San Antonio, there's kegs on the pitch after the game. So you've just beaten shit out of each other for 80 minutes. There are kegs ready for you after the game to get on it. So we were sponsored by Miller. So we'd go from Denton and play down in Houston. And Miller used to give us cases of beer and all sorts. And
that's
so
awesome.
the 6 or 7 hour drive, you just drink all the way.
Shame wasn't Shiner though.
Well, yeah, you can't have it.
Yeah, beggars can't be choosers.
So you guys would be shit faced and then play the game, or would you be hungover?
After, right?
Yeah, I don't think playing rugby shit face is good.
No, it's probably not a good idea. No.
After the game, no problem at all. No problem at all.
So Beefy, hey, you have the platform, sir. Plug the shit out of your show, man.
Yeah. So 365 Days of Sport. It's nowadays a podcast. Well, we do it live, same as you guys, but we podcast it. It's an irreverent view of sport. We don't take anything too seriously. In fact, we hardly ever report on anything that's happening, to be honest. I'm Welsh, Rob's a Kiwi. We follow rugby union. We like cricket. I mean, goes without saying, but we try and pick up the fun stories about, like the pitcher that punches people in the throats. We love that shit. But we have a lot of fun with it. We also like, we have a segment called Worst Song in the World, which is when sports and music don't mix. So like your 76ers songs, Get Mesmerized, all that type of stuff. So we find there's athletes out there that want to be rappers. Serena Williams trying to that rap a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
We love shit like that. So we find that week in, week out. But we have a laugh with it. So please look up 365 Days of Sport radio show or the podcast. It's there.
Well, if you're as entertaining as you are on this show, that's a must listen.
we have a bit of fun with it. It is a good laugh.
I was cracking up. I was cracking up because I said, "Hey, we're gonna go. We're ready to go. 11 o'clock your time. Blah blah." And he goes, "I'm all fired up like Pat Benatar." I went, "This motherfucker is gonna be awesome on this show. He's gonna fit right in with us." And you sure as shit did, man.
I tell you what, I'm happy to be your Australian sports correspondent. If Dellavedova's going off and Ben Simmons is back in the NBL over here, I'll tell you about it. But also, please check out our Facebook page, 365 Days of Sport. If you want to see Charlie Andrews, the jouster, if you want to see cowboy mounted shooting, there is a pilot show, which is the pinned post. This is what we're trying to sell to TV networks anywhere in the world, so we can do it again. But if you love sport and you like the lighter side and you want to see sports you've never seen before, like the World Tree Climbing Championships that we went to in San Antonio. And I tell you, actually, do you remember Quincy Carter?
Quincy, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, old
Dallas
Dallas Cowboys
Cowboys,
quarterback. Yeah.
Dallas Cowboys quarterback. We went to an arena football game in Corpus Christi, and just by chance, Quincy Carter just happened to be the quarterback for the Corpus Christi Fury, which is
wow.
There's a guy that got drafted in the second round of the NFL.
Yep.
Admittedly, he had a few drug problems, but this guy's playing in the Arena League. So after the game, we're down on the field. Quincy, we're from Australia. Great to talk to you. You know, we're interviewing Quincy Carter. We're just the things that kind of fell into our place. So that's on there. Foot golf in Houston. I think we went to see
foot golf.
Foot golf, yeah, it's like golf with a soccer ball. Have you not seen foot golf? Yeah.
No, never. Yeah. Wow.
It's taken over the world, man. I mean, you would have seen the frisbee golf.
Frisbee golf, yeah. Frisbee golf.
The guy hit a hole in one to force a playoff. It was just crazy.
That was insane. That shot.
Yeah.
I did see that. Yeah.
The strange thing is, we talked about it the other day on the show. Admittedly, frisbee golf being on TV is one thing, but seeing like 5,000 people on the course going fucking mental. You know, there's a great phrase in Britain when, you know, soccer teams score and all you can see is arms. They just go, limbs! You just see a big sea of arms and legs everywhere. So to see frisbee golf getting that kind of response is just fantastic. I mean, you know, we're out there seeing sports. Like I said earlier, there's a sport out there for everyone. And the fact if you want to dress your dog up and dance at it, great. If you want to ski down a mountain barefoot, yeah, great. If you want to jump off a ski jump with a motorbike, fucking fantastic. There are sports out there that you wouldn't even know exist. And the best thing about it, because of people just being mad, hybrid sports at the moment, where two sports coming together. We just talked about foot golf.
Basketball.
Basketball. That's exactly.
Oh, Real Big Fish. One of my favorite bands.
Yes.
So in terms of shit like that, you know, I just love it. And I love the development of sport as people get a bit more crazy and willing to do different shit just for a competitive side of things. Yeah, I love that. And the fact that we can see this, the worst thing is I hate this to see the development of things like esports. You know, who the fuck wants to see people watch a computer game? Fuck off.
I don't get it.
Between that and, like, you know, we mentioned earlier, I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. The fact that my 5-year-old watches somebody else playing with toys or playing other video games, it drives me insane. I'm like, why are you doing? Now he will jump on. I'm not crazy about it either, but he will jump on his little handheld and he'll play the game because he knows where the shit is because he watched some buffoon do it. And I'm like, how the hell did you know that was up there? Oh, the kid on the video. I'm like, and I'm like, holy shit, you're 5 years old. And I'm like, how do you remember this? But then I asked him to tie his shoes, and I don't fucking know how. So, you know, there's that. Or wipe his ass, you know. Hey, daddy, come in. I'm like, and there's shit dropping out of his ass on the floor, and I got to clean. Like, come on, man. You can't do this, but you know how to fucking find the secret heart in the fucking cave? Like, what?
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah. Well, so it's funny you mentioned, because I just wanted to mention real quick. You mentioned about the esports thing, because I wanted to mention about the fact that ESPN or Guinness Book of Records is going to say to you that's not a sport. Yet ESPN shows fucking poker, and I love poker. I love cards, but they show that is not a sport.
Yeah. Well, that was the only. Okay. Also, one of the rules I forgot about what defines a sport is you cannot have games of luck. So you can't play Monopoly or Scrabble, or even though there's world championships of that shit. But we did allow poker because there is some element of bluffing and training. Everything. But I'm with you. It's. I've heard you guys talking about wrestling before, by the way, as well. That's not a fucking sport.
No, it's not. No, it's entertainment.
Yeah, and it's scripted. So, I mean, it's there.
What you talking about, Beefy? What you talking about, brother?
I mean, Olympic wrestling's a sport.
Actually, no, that's true.
Him, brother.
We're not talking. Obviously, we're not talking about that. We're talking about WWE.
But look, I admire what they do, and they're great athletes, and their bodies go through absolute hell, and they train and train and train. But anything that's gets written out for them so they can read it, it's and learn what they do. It's just not a sport. It's a spectacle. But in terms of that, no games of luck. So we couldn't allow anything that involved, you know, a deal or anything else. But poker did sneak in there. And the other thing is bridge. Weirdly enough, I'm not sure if you're familiar with bridge. Bridge is a lot older than
really.
poker. We did actually allow bridge because it is competitive.
I've heard of it. I've never played bridge.
It's more a mind game than anything else. And you play in teams as well instead of individually. So there is an element of competitive play. So it's 2 versus 2. So in terms of that, yeah, it's
no pinochle, no phase 10.
What was that?
No pinochle, no phase 10.
Oh, pinochle, yeah.
What about canasta?
What the fuck? What's canasta?
It's a card game. You don't know what it is. He just knows it's a card game. He looked it up 5 seconds ago.
So poker and bridge were the 2 card games we kind of allowed because they're established and there are world championships and shit like that. But I mean, esports. Some Korean won $20 million last year playing fucking World of Warcraft or something. Poker. What did the World Series of Poker Championship win? 15 million?
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah.
Oh, you like Royal Flush, huh?
You like Royal Flush?
There's just too much money. Too much money in it to, to warrant. I don't know. It annoys me because the physical exertion of doing, contact sports is where it should be at.
Yeah. Now, I will say that a bucket list thing, and I'm not nearly good enough to warrant deciding to do it, but the World Series of Poker is probably a bucket list for me.
Oh, good for you.
What, just to go and watch?
No, to go play.
Beefy with the slam.
It keeps them coming day and night.
Yeah, that's funny as shit.
No, I mean, shit, it'd be the worst investment ever, but.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
as long as it's sponsored, get sponsored.
That's it. You have to win one of those
satellites
poker tournament. Yeah, that's it.
Shoot, I didn't want to let this slip through. So did you actually receive any physical item from Guinness Book of World Records?
I got to be honest. You got to buy it. You got to buy the certificate.
Really?
I haven't bought it yet. One day.
Okay.
I don't care. It'll only go up in the toilet anyway. I can look at it. I think it's about $600 or something.
Jesus Christ! So you didn't get paid a dime for Guinness. They reached out to you, you paid a dime, and you have to pay them to get a certificate.
You also here's a little thing as well. You also have to pay them to certify your world record.
What a bunch of.
I don't think it's that expensive. I think it's like $30 or $40. So even though they contacted me, I sent them all the information. Then they say, "Oh, for us to justify or certify your world record, you need to pay this, so we can pay our staff to do this." Now you see all these, you see on a TV show. If you want to do a world record in front of one of their people live, it costs you about. I think the last time I saw it was like $6,000 for one of their staff to come and watch you do a world record.
And that's probably not including like the transportation, airfare, and like you probably have to pay all that too, right?
Yeah, I mean, from our side of things, it was a little bit different because it was over an extended period of time. But if you want to do a one-off world record, that's what it costs you to have somebody watch you do it, and then you may lose.
Yeah, you may not even do it.
Right.
Oh yeah, sorry for your luck.
yeah. Sorry, and you wasted our time, and now we're gonna charge you extra. You fuck.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh man, that's fun.
So that's how they make their money.
I say we start off a GoFundMe for you to get your goddamn certificate because you deserve it. Bro.
Yes.
You just put out all that money and have your name in the book. You deserve a certificate.
Well, I mean, he actually. It wasn't.
This is the other thing as well. There are so many world records being set every day. The book now is.
I may have taken the world's biggest shit today earlier. Maybe.
I'm sure it's in there.
Beefy doesn't.
I was going to say, to have that justified, you're probably going to do that live on camera nowadays. But the book now is.
That's a sport.
That is a sport. Actually, that is a sport.
You know what? It's sponsored by Subway.
The football.
I'm sorry. You were saying.
I was just going to say the book now is literal, is quantitative records more than anything nowadays because there's so many world records being set for stupid things. They cannot fit them all in the book anymore. So it's more online. It's becoming now a bit of a gimmick where you can invent your own world record by, I shoved 100 grapes up my ass in a minute. But it's
world's
a world
biggest
record.
sports fan, sir.
Yeah. Yes.
We're honored.
I'm honored to be
that's
part
amazing.
Of your show.
Like, that's amazing. So we've been doing the show for 6 years, and we've now had the world's biggest sports fan on our fucking show. Like, that's amazing. That's so cool, man.
I'm apologetic. I can't talk more about the the Union or the Philadelphia Phoenix, the Ultimate Frisbee guys. For you, I'd like to.
Dude, listen. Here you go, right here. Listen to this shit. It's been a pleasure to have met you, Beefy. It's been a great segment. Love listening to your walk down memory lane.
Yucky da. That's what it says. It says yucky
Yes,
da.
sir. And then that was great. You're getting, it's just gonna be awesome, man.
I appreciate you guys having me on. I love talking about this shit. I love talking about sport, as you can tell. It's you call it. I go and watch sport, and that's the home of the beef, man. It's that's my happy place, my happy zone. I love watching sport. Whether I will go and tolerate baseball. I'll go and watch. I've probably seen 20, 30 major league games. I'll sit there and not be.
I can barely tolerate it right now, and that was my love as a kid, and I can barely tolerate it right now.
Yeah, it needs to be shorter, man. The games are too long, and it's just too little.
It's gotten longer.
Actually,
dude.
You know what? Fuck, I forgot to say. I should send you a link. I went to 9/11, 2000. September 11, but in 2013. I went to see the White Sox and the Oakland A's. I'll send you the clip of me catching a foul ball, running up the steps one-handed.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll do.
How about that?
Yeah. So you can put on your whatever feed, shit like that. But awesome, I love going to see whatever sport I can see. I've probably seen, I don't know, 5,000 live sporting events. I guess it'd be interesting to see what I've been to over the years. But I just love it. I take any opportunity to go and watch sport and go and experience different sports as well, because you'll be surprised on what's out there. Seeing stuff. I went to the Australian Spike Ball Championships the other week. It's weird, but you go and experience it. You go and see what's going on.
You just went and did it. Yeah.
Get to meet people. It's
exactly.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Beefy.
But, 6 years, guys. Congratulations. Keep at it.
No, man.
You do a fun show. It's nice, and it's good that you can enthuse the people of Philadelphia with Ben Simmons mania.
We try to keep it I made a New Year's resolution to try to keep my negativity to a minimum.
It's not working out, but he's trying.
But then
it's better than it was.
But then it is better than it was. I've been trying my best, but after what I saw in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, I want to fucking murder him right now. I'm just.
The worst thing is, you realize that you'll trade him, and he'll come back to bite you in the ass.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's the Philadelphia way.
It is the way. We trade our talent, and then they come back and kick our ass later. So, you know what though? I don't see it in this kid. I got to be honest with you. He's out in Wimbledon. He's supposed to be working on his game. He's buying a $17.5 million house, and he's out in Wimbledon, and he's in England, and he's on London. But it's the truth. He's not focused on his game. He's focused on his fame.
He's getting snapper, yo.
I don't know. I mean, maybe he needs a couple weeks break from
ass or from the game,
from getting his head clear, because clearly he
is getting his head cleared.
Absolutely.
Well, all right, 2 or 3 times a day. Now he's getting both of his heads cleared.
The end is purple.
That patch of hair will try. That's that patch of hair again.
And look, probably the same will happen with Carson Wentz for you guys as well. He'll probably go away and become a fucking great quarterback.
Oh, then we get a great draft pick.
I got to be honest with you, Beefy. That's something that it is worrying me. I think Carson has the potential to be something good, and maybe it was a coaching issue, whatever. But you know what? It is what it is. He's gone. I don't. Yeah.
Carson Wentz.
Actually, what Dave Peterson just said. Who? Yeah,
Carson Wentz peaked already. He's already peaked.
I'm not sure about that.
See, Gary is
already peaked.
Gary is an Eagles. He sees the brightest side of everything.
He wants Nick Foles in the Hall of Fame.
I do.
Oh,
Yeah, you're
in the Eagles.
Yeah. Come on. For what, his penis size or winning the Super Bowl once?
Being a journeyman that's bloody gets $20 million a year. That's what he needs to be.
What other Eagle done it?
He's Sam Bradford with a Super Bowl ring.
That's all right.
That's what Nick Foles is.
He's got a giant cock
and a big cock. Yeah. I mean, you can't deny that. The Beefy, best part he won't come on our show anymore. He was a family friend. He was a reporter. He's a well-respected reporter. I'm not going to mention his name.
I will.
And we asked him, "Is it really that big?" And he giggled.
He just giggled.
And then after the show, he went, "Please edit that out." I'm like, No, I'm not. We had another one who came on later and said, "Well, I gotta be honest with you. When you're in the locker room, it hits your peripheral vision, and you're like, oh my god." I'm like, "Are you serious?" He goes, "The rumors are true." I'm like,
"Yeah, Boston Scott was tripping over it."
Talking about the Eagles very quickly as well. I just got to wish Jordan Mailata.
Oh yes, sir. Yes.
Best of luck for the
glad
season.
You brought that up. Yep. I'm so glad you brought that up. I want to mention that.
He got thrown in the deep end last year, and he played left tackle for a start, which is for somebody who's hardly played a snap. That
played well.
He's done very well.
He's serviceable. So hopefully, look, I don't know why they want to play him left tackle. He should be probably playing inside. But in terms of that, for his development,
a beast.
He is a big boy. Yeah, big boy. And you don't forget how young he is as well.
Mm-hmm.
He is a young
Hey, if we could
guy.
move him inside, if they could have Dillard move him inside, and somehow they got older guys.
Well, yeah. So if Dillard comes back, Mailata may play left guard.
Okay.
So yeah,
maybe Malu's
I'm
bench, and then
completely good with that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Beefy, I'm so glad you brought that up. I actually had that on my notes there. I wanted to bring that up to you. The fact that he's an Australian native and he's coming out and
he was a rugby
player and playing NFL football and very little experience, and he's done a really nice job for him.
Yeah. I mean, to be thrown in the deep end. Look, he went through a year where he basically sat on the sidelines, and he wasn't even active in a lot of those games. Not last season, season before.
Yeah.
So to be thrown in literally after 2 snaps of the season, he got thrown in to left guard, left tackle, I should say. And he was okay. I can't think of a worse position to be learning on your feet in the throes of playing the NFL up against, 280-pound ends that are charging at your left, right, and center. It would have been tough. It would have been tough, but they obviously see something in him. And because of the fact he plays rugby, he's got decent feet. So he can adapt. But yeah, I just think he's just not got the hand speed to deal with big guys running at him. So I think eventually he'll move inside because he's a big guy, but or play him at right tackle where he's got some coverage at end.
Right. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with him, especially with Dillard coming back. And
I mean, it depends on, I guess, if Lane Johnson finally gets washed up, I guess he could be a right tackle. I mean, we have
look, you know the fact that it's not a great and hasn't been a great offensive line since you won the Super Bowl, but the fact that Wentz probably got a bit hurt because he was getting fucking smashed. Hence why he lost all his confidence and now he's gone, and now you've got a second-year guy that runs a bit, throws a bit, probably a bit part player, as we like to say. It's going to be a tough ask because the line isn't fantastic. You're going to need your old boys to, not.
They're older. I mean, if they stay healthy, they have one of the better offensive line.
That's big.
Yeah, but I think you're one injury away from not having a great line or not.
Well,
having
this
a
is
line,
true. Yeah, I mean, we don't have much depth. No.
All right. No, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
But I'm looking forward to. I'm counting down the NFL season already. I can't wait. It's going to be.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good year.
No, I agree.
That in our fantasy football leagues.
But hey, I'll join your fantasy football league if you need one.
Oh,
but
nice.
All right.
If fucking Tom Brady wins another Super Bowl, I'm.
I've had.
Hey, you're embarrassing yourself, you geriatric fuck.
He's not embarrassing himself.
No,
though.
he's not. No, he's not.
He's just put Belichick in his place, really.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
And
yeah.
I love the way he came out and didn't mention the Bears, but he mentioned the Bears. Who passed on him because of Trubisky was still there. But I thought that was fun.
Yeah, how'd that work out? Yeah. Speaking of Trubisky, the guy that they traded a shit ton to trade up to get. Letting Watson and Mahomes go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, they've got Andy Dalton now. All is
Oh, old redhead. Jesus.
Actually, Nick Foles there at the Bears? Isn't he
He's
number 3?
Is he still there?
Yeah, he's still there right now.
I think he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he won't. I don't think he will be by the time camp ends.
No,
I don't think he will.
With that money, no,
absolutely not.
Not
Yeah,
that he can get rid of
and he already turned us down. So he's like, I'm not coming back there. I don't blame him. Why would he come back here?
Did he actually?
Oh no, he said I no. He apparently there was a trade offer or something, and he said no.
Was it like a legit, or was it just him just speaking? Well, who knows? Whatever.
Hey, here's a question for you.
Yep.
What are the chances, and what are your thoughts about there being a permanent team in London?
I think it would be very difficult, and only
logistically,
and monetarily, honestly, too. I think you're really going to have to work the schedule makers hard, because first of all, they're going to have to be an East team. They're going to have to be in either NFC or NFC East team. Yeah, get rid of Dallas out of the NFC East and put them in the East, because who's going to play them twice?
Yeah, so what does London like? What does London do? London has to fly. Like, do you have like first 8? You have the first 8 games away.
No, and they're talking about 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
It's not that bad. It's only a 6.5, 7 hour flight.
So it's not that much further than it would be for.
It's near enough the same LA, New York as it is New York, London.
Right. Okay.
Right. So it's not like
it's
12 hours,
time zone
whatever.
Is the issue. But I mean, they're pushing hard. I mean, the NFL obviously paid for that stadium in Tottenham to play out of, and obviously they were trying to move the Jaguars. I mean, that was the big thing.
Right.
But it's every game sells out in London, and they'd get behind it. I think the worst thing is if London was successful, they'd probably win the whole thing, because you've seen the English soccer supporters and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
They will.
Well, I mean, there's a salary cap, so it's difficult to
Yeah. Hey, I remember the days of the World League, man. 1991, London Monarchs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You see Polsky's comment there?
You don't fly Spirit ever.
as long as you don't fly Spirit.
You know what? I mean, it'd be interesting. I mean, NFL sells out most of the games, but I mean, a London team, I'm sure, would draw like incredible. I mean, obviously, London's one of the biggest cities in the world, so
they draw better than the Jaguars do.
Well, yeah.
I mean, no one gives a fuck about the Jaguars.
Right, I have this expansion in my mind about a team in London and a team in Germany, because the Germans also, they love it. So when they play games in London, you'd see about a third of the crowd is from Germany. So they come across, and there's also the US armed forces used to be there, but they love American football over there. So
how far is Germany from England? 2 hours?
Less than that. Yeah, hour flight at most.
An hour flight. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of that, to make a 2-week stay for a team traveling, you play London 1 week, Germany the next week, and then you go back by week, whatever. I think that's probably where it may be. And then you probably get a 35th team where it goes back to St. Louis, or perhaps even they try Canada again. Who knows? 7 divisions of 5. Take the top 16 teams. Yeah, I've planned all this, but I don't know. I think it's only a matter of time before London comes on board in one way or another.
How's Hamburg? I'm supposed to go to. I'm going to Hamburg, Germany next year.
Are you?
Yeah, yeah. What kind of city is Hamburg?
I've never been to Hamburg, but the Germans love drinking, so you're just going to be at home.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Sounds good. Germany sounds. It's a little intimidating to me. It's a very aggressive language.
Well, yeah.
Right? No?
Don't worry about that.
All right. Okay.
The universal language of drinking is what they're just involved in.
Okay. All right. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Cheers. Hey.
Yay.
Prost.
Das Boot.
Das
Boot. Well, Beefy, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on our
Absolutely.
show tonight, man. It's been amazing. And
even though we lost one of our guests.
yeah, he's smoking or passed out.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, he does it every week. He can't handle his shit. I think he's smoking. But please do not lose touch. Keep in touch, man.
We'd love to have you back on.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you on.
You have so many more stories. We know you have so many more stories.
Yes.
I think we've talked about 4 sports out of the 360.
We would absolutely love to have you back on, man. Yeah. Absolutely, 100%, man.
And please, like I said, check out the Facebook page, 365 Days of Sport. Look at the pilot show that's there. You will have an absolute blast watching that. And like I said, that was just 7 days. We did quite a bit of it. And listen to our show because, like your show, we're not quite as rude as you. We don't put foreskins in other people's penises and shit like that. So, we're just.
We'd rather go suggest that stuff. You need some attentions paid to your buttholes.
Yeah, none of that. Yeah, none of that.
None of that.
No.
So, please, look, I appreciate you giving me some time and getting involved. Anytime there's a mad sports show doing stuff that's a bit out there. I want to be involved.
I appreciate you reaching out, man. This is as soon as you reached out, I'm like, oh, yeah, absolutely. Are you kidding me? This sounds amazing. This is us. This is definitely us. So for sure.
Well, I'm apologizing for monopolizing your time as well.
Oh no, are you kidding me? No. This is perfect.
This is about you. Today's show is about you. That's
this what it was. It literally was. So yeah,
I hope this one doesn't get lost in the.
This one's good. No, we're good. I'm watching it right now. We're good. We're good on this one. This one's gonna post. So so what's it? Fuck, I can't think. By tonight in your time, this show will be up and running. So
excellent.
Yeah,
absolutely love it, guys.
Blake, thank you so much, my brother. Take care, sir.
Oh, other side.
There you go. Awesome, man. This is so cool. That was awesome.
That was great, man.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
What a great guest. He was great. Fantastic.
Yeah, really personable. Rolled with the punches. And yeah.
Dude, as soon as he reached out, I'm like, he's got to come on our show. He's perfect. So I guess we're gonna end our show with the corner pop popcorn.
Yeah, I mean, are we gonna talk about the Rachel Nichols thing?
We can. You want to talk about it real quick? Let's talk about that real quick, and then we'll do popcorn and we'll call it a show.
So, all right.
I see Beefy's still in the guest room. You want to hang out, Beefy? Actually, you know what? Fuck, you want to come on? Let's leave him on. Fuck it.
All right.
I'm bringing him back on. You want to stay on? You want to hang?
I can do.
Fuck it, just stay on. Yeah. We got more. All right, you just stay on.
Beefy's staying on. This one's a little bit controversial. I get it, but
okay. If it's movies, though, I'm used to some movies. I've got
no. Well, there's that too.
Not this. Yeah.
Yeah. The Rachel Nichols, Maria Taylor,
ESPN
reporter. So it's
you old fat bitch. You fat bitch.
Well, neither one of them are fat. Well,
actually, she's got nice hips on her.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're
wide hips. That's a double wide surprise.
Yeah.
Mind you, she looks like she's been playing rugby.
She can knock a motherfucker out for sure.
Yeah, I mean, both of them are good looking girls. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is a situation where a little bit of the cancel culture is coming into play, and I don't know. It just frustrates me a little bit. This is a private conversation that she had with somebody that happened to be captured on. I don't know if she's wrong in what she's saying. I don't know if at the end of the day, she didn't say anything about the accolades or that Maria Taylor was not equipped to do the job. Mm-hmm. She was privately complaining about the fact that she had lost something that was written into her contract because of circumstances out of her control.
Well, she also said she was also talking about skin color.
Well, she talked about diversity. Yes. She talked about diversity after the George Floyd situation, where she lost her role that she contractually was written in after the George Floyd thing. And I get why ESPN did it. It was a situation. They did what they needed to do. They already had a bad track record diversity wise. Like, I'm not blaming them for it, But I'm not blaming Rachel Nichols for saying this sucks. That I lost something that I'm contractually written into because of circumstances beyond my control, because of diversity, because they felt the need to do something
to do this to make sure it was a forefront. I don't know. I got to be honest with you. I don't know. And Gary's gone, by the way. Gary rolled out. He texted me and said I'm rolling out. Yeah.
Okay.
He had a half a beer sitting. Whatever. That's beyond it.
Okay.
So Beefy. When the George Floyd thing happened, was that like you guys had heard about it, and was that
I'm sure it's worldwide.
Yeah. Okay. So it made a major. I mean, it was a major dent, obviously, in the U.S. and flared up protests and riots and you name it, it happened.
And the NBA was one of the biggest proponents for the Black Lives Matter movement and the biggest spokesman for the movement. ESPN airing the games and the NBA in general really, and ESPN already had a bad track record apparently for diversity. And, my company, obviously, well, not obviously, but I mean, every company came out like immediately after this and started to try and find ways to promote diversity and stuff. I get it. I understand, I understand where we're coming from, but I just feel that Rachel Nichols having a private conversation and complaining about losing something because of things out of her control, isn't really fair to her.
No. And obviously, if ESPN feel like they have to, for want of a better phrase, tick some boxes and increase their reach to, minorities, then in the way that they did it is not the right way to go. I mean, you still in today's day and age, you need to pick people on talent, and if they've got the talent, or contracts can be bought out as we know with Adam Gase, but in terms of where people go, we can go too far, and in terms of putting people, on the TV that don't deserve to be there, or we can be open and transparent about the whole, what goes on behind the scenes, and call people out for it. And if Rachel Nichols wants to call ESPN out for it, then so be it, because that shit happens because of them wanting to tick boxes because of their previous record.
Right.
In Rachel Nichols' defense as well, she never said this person isn't good enough for the job. She, in fact, commended Maria for being good at what she did. So, in regards to that, really, all she was saying is, she just called them out for what they were doing. It's as simple as that. There's there was nothing derogatory about it, or she wasn't being a bitch about it. She was saying, this is my gig, not hers.
Right. Yeah, and that's the way that I see it. So I mean, Beefy, I think you're right. I mean, I don't think that by any means was she trying to demean or to undermine. And it wasn't even a public. This was not meant for her to go public with complaints about it. It was her having a conversation saying, this sucks. Like, I've worked my ass off to get to this role. And again, we have a movement here that, puts them in a position to have somebody else that's taking a role that I've worked this hard for, given circumstances. And, it's upsetting, and it's it's costing me, obviously, a lot of the publicity and a lot of what I've worked towards. So Sean, I don't know if you're quite on the same side of this.
I gotta be honest with you, I'm not as in tune with this whole situation as you guys are. I saw it, I noticed it, I saw the comments, and that's basically as far as I went.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, and again, Maria Taylor, good for her. Wish her nothing but the best. Obviously, shit happens. The circumstances, you take the opportunities that are given to you, and Rachel Nichols, there's times where shit doesn't work out, and you're the one that gets the short end of the stick, and that's okay too, and that's the way that the world works. It's not always fair, but you're allowed to complain about it.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
I actually didn't mean to hit that. I meant to play something else.
But no, I mean, so that's all I really want to say. And I feel that everybody else that's kind of making this a little bit bigger than what it is, and calling for her to be like, fired and saying, this is a problem with the world, and that she's a racist and this and that. I don't think that's
too
fair.
much. Yeah, it's a little much.
That's the whole woke cancel culture,
Yeah.
though, isn't it? We fucking react.
That's kind of my point. Yeah, it's a little bit of the cancel culture that bothers me when people get too outraged and kind of look at it, and maybe us as apparently privileged white males don't get the opportunity to say it, and if that's the case, then I'm sorry, I don't get it, but I just feel that it's not fair that Rachel had a private conversation and it got out, and
just
yes,
I
know.
You know what I mean?
Fucking right in the pussy.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to hit that either. I'm sorry.
You did mean to hit that one. That wasn't an accident.
That wasn't an accident. Those redheads, man, they get me. You got a lot of redheads out there, Beefy?
There's a few, yeah. There's a fairly decent Irish-based population, obviously, because they were.
Good
you
for
have to
you.
Remember, Australia was the convicts, so most of them were Irish at some stage.
Good for
There
you.
go. Jesus Christ.
Well, I know Beef. So we're gonna end the show. We do a segment. I'm sure you heard about it. It's Corner Pub Popcorn. We're basically looking at the last 50 years in American box office movies. You probably heard of some of these, but so we're into 1991, and this was a really first
was a really good year.
I got to be honest with you. 91, music wise, was the tits. You had Metallica, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, all those bands like blew up. But 91 in movies was just as good. So top 10, Sleeping with an Enemy. That was the one with the wasn't that the one? What's her name? Dark hair guy. Whatever. Hot Shots was a parody movie of Top Gun.
Right.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen. Yeah, right. Charlie Sheen. Cape Fear, the remakes. Martin Scorsese
Oh my
remake.
god, that was fantastic. De
with,
Niro.
De Niro. Yeah.
Juliette Lewis, right?
Yep. Juliette Lewis was like 14.
Mm-hmm.
She was too old. The Addams Family. The movie based off the TV show was number 7 that year. That was what's her face?
Nicole,
big ass head. Christina Ricci.
Christina Ricci, yeah.
Big ass head. So the sex move when you shoot a load in the back of her head and she screams and jumps out of the car. JFK. JFK was number 6. Oliver Stone. Of course, it was controversial, like every Oliver Stone movie ever is.
Didn't it go for 4 hours? That film?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yup. Yeah. A lot longer than his heartbeat did after a gunshot. Number.
I just watched 11/20. What's it? 11/22/63. The Hulu movie where the guy or James Franco plays the guy that's going back to try and like.
Stop yeah. Yep.
It's a Stephen King book.
Yep. There's some sick fucks who stand in the middle of that Dallas, Texas X in the middle of the road and stand there like doing selfies. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Come on, this sick fucks. You would do that if you were.
I
there.
actually did it to Ponderosa in Asheville, Virginia, the sniper. Anyway, number 5.
Was she a great big fat person?
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
Wow.
Hey, a Welshman. Remember a Welshman?
Who was? Which one?
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins is Welsh. I didn't realize he was Welsh.
Yeah.
It's got to be one of your biggest claims to fame.
Yeah, probably the biggest.
Yeah,
he was. Yeah, he
doesn't get much bigger than that.
He was absolutely amazing in that movie, and he's a sir. He's been knighted,
and he just won the Oscar. Yeah, just won the Oscar for best actor.
Yeah, that's right.
Year.
Yeah, he did.
In fact, talk about diversity quotient. Wasn't that controversial?
Sure was. But I know you thought it would go one way and it goes another, and you know what? I don't know, man.
Is that the Black Panther?
Well, no, but like no, but like in general, like I don't know. It was you're expecting it to go one way, it goes another, and then people react in a certain way.
Was it Black Panther that was supposed to win? Is that what you're saying, or
no? Black Panther was a couple years before that, but you're at a point now where it's I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the
basically because Chadwick Boseman died, and he did a film where it was okay, but they voted for Best Actor, and they moved the last. Normally, Best Picture is the last award of the Oscars, right? So they thought Chadwick Boseman was going to win, so they made the Best Actor the last award of the night.
So it wasn't Black Panthers, but it was Chadwick Boseman that was
expected
to win, but Anthony Hopkins
was it 21 Bridges or something? Was that the movie he was in?
I'm not sure.
But it was
Anyway,
like something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and Hopkins won because his performance in the Father is just unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Probably deserved to win, but it was seen as though he shouldn't have won.
Okay.
Well, honestly, is there anything that Anthony Hopkins has been in that hasn't been awesome?
Yeah.
Have you seen the World's Fastest Indian?
No.
Where he plays a New Zealander that tries to break the world land speed record.
No.
It's brilliant. It is so funny. Just a great, and it's based on a true story. I mean, there's a bit of liberty with the actual truth, but it's a great film. Great film.
Oh man, no, I have not seen that. No, I can't believe it. Yeah, everything he's in.
Vaguely sports related as well. So you guys should have seen.
Well, there you go.
All right, we'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Beefy, real quick.
Yes.
Best sports movie ever.
Major League.
Oh,
that's great.
Oh fuck, I have Joe Boo on
Although meme, if you the remake of The Longest Yard, the British version called Meme Machine, it's brilliant. Very good. Yeah. Before they remade Longest Yard with Adam Sandler, but Meme Machine is it's a great film.
How about this for you?
Fuck you, Joe Boo. I do it myself.
Number 4, 1991 was Hook, the Peter Pan, Dustin Hoffman, Robin Williams, Julia Roberts. Probably one of the most overrated actors of all time in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Kevin Costner?
Yes. Yeah. Same fucking person in every fucking movie. Although, who did play the enemy in that movie? Come on. Die Hard.
Wills?
No. Die Hard, Harry Potter.
That's not going to help me.
No.
I didn't watch any Harry Potters.
Alan Rickman. Alan Rickman played whatever the fuck his name is. All right, so number 2.
Moving on.
Probably the Sheriff of Nottingham if it's Robin Hood.
The fuck was the Sheriff of Nottingham? Thank you. Yep.
Right, okay.
Beauty and the Beast was number 2, Disney movie, and number 1, one of my favorite movies of all time, and in my opinion, one of the best sequels of all time, Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Sports movies as well. The Replacements. Rob, who I do the show with, always has a go at me. I'm not a big The Replacements fan, but that's Keanu Reeves. But
yes,
the kicker in The Replacements is another Welshman.
Oh,
Rhys Ifans.
He's the one that's smoking cigarettes and drinking beer.
Yeah, exactly. But the best line in the whole film is Gene Hackman the coach? Something like that, I think. He says, and Rhys Ifans turns up who's gangly, and like I said, smoking, drinking, and Gene Hackman's just one line says, "He's wiry." Remember, he's wiry.
Yeah. So that's just so you know, we figure all Welshmen were like that way. Like smoking, drinking all the time. You know what I mean? It doesn't. It paints a picture a certain way, and then you go over there and you're like, there you go. Look at that. We're getting a lot of replacements love right here, man. Ole.
I pick them.
That's right. So honorable mentions. Quite a few. City Slickers.
All right.
City Slickers. Backdraft. Father of the Bride, Steve Martin.
Oh, I love Steve Martin.
The first one was really good. I take back my Terminator 2 thing. The best sequel ever made. Naked Gun 2.5. The Smell of Fear. I'm kidding. One of the cheesiest movies ever, but still it's really good. Point Break.
Oh,
That's another Keanu Reeves special.
Patrick Swayze.
And once again, I retract my retractment of these best sequels ever. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze, was number 19. We have What About Bob with Richard Dreyfuss and Bill Murray at number 23. The Last Boy Scout. There's Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a football? Damon.
It was.
That was a football movie. That's right.
Movie, yeah.
Do you call football Beefy or do you call American football?
American football, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Number 25 with one of the most iconic and funniest endings of a movie ever was My Girl, where
he can't see without his glasses.
What the fuck is his name?
Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin dies of bee stings, and he's at his funeral and you can't see without his glasses. That's one of the greatest endings of a movie of all time. Another movie with a great ending is Boys in the Hood. Where one of the main characters in the movie gets shot dead in the streets. That's a good movie.
One of the best.
New Jack City, another great street movie. Thelma and Louise, talk about a happy ending.
Oh, there you go.
Drive off the cliff, holding hands. I got a lot of happy endings in this. Actually, Terminator 2, he dies in lava at the end of the movie.
That's true.
What the fuck happened in 91? It made everyone so depressed. Thelma and Louise.
Yeah, just wait until like 2013 or 23 when COVID's lifted and people are,
That's right. Jesus Christ. Ironically, the movie right behind Thelma and Louise is Grand Canyon, which is what they end up dropping into, which is hysterical. Yet ironic. Wow. Let me see. Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, which is we all know was not the final nightmare. No, there was a couple other Nightmare on Elm Street movies after that. The Doors had a great ending.
Is that the Val Kilmer one?
Yeah, that was Val Kilmer. Yeah, playing the role of Jim Morrison. Yep, we all know how that ended in Barf and Piss. King Ralph, that was John Goodman.
Hey, he plays cricket in that.
Oh, how about that?
In King Ralph? Oh, shit, that's right. You're right. That's one of the most iconic scenes of that movie. Yeah. Oh, how can we forget Jean-Claude Van Damme and Jean-Claude Van Damme in Double Impact? It was one of the first movies where like they actually had like face-to-face, like,
oh, yeah,
yeah. Actually, I think one of the first ones, believe it or not, was Back to the Future 2. That was one of the first ones to really do that. And then Double Impact kind of did that. Beefy, I know you were all about this one back in the day. Madonna, Truth or Dare.
Is that our concert or?
No, it was like a behind the scenes and she shows some of her hairy nipples and armpits. Yeah. It was, People Under the Stairs, a Wes Craven movie.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me go down the list here. We had Child's Play 3. We had House Party 2 with Kid and Play.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Hudson Hawk. Yeah. What the
Hudson
hell?
Hawk.
Hudson Hawk is another Bruce Willis movie.
Bruce Willis,
right?
Yeah.
We had Never Ending Story 2, the next chapter, and ultimately was the last chapter because Jonathan Brandis ended up killing himself. What's the matter, Mike? What?
Just I don't know.
I could so be a game show host.
No, you can't. Like this isn't selling.
Speaking of Jonathan Brandis killing himself, we had A Kiss Before Dying, number 81. And then we had Drop Dead Fred, which is also linked into those other two movies somehow. And I don't know how, but I just made it a part of that. That's basically there's a reason why I had this one. 92 was V.I. Warshawski. You don't know what V.I. Warshawski was?
No.
Jeffrey Lurie's first produced movie.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Before he became owner of the Philadelphia Eagles, Jeffrey Lurie produced that piece of shit that was absolutely horrible and bombed at the box office. And then we hired him as the Eagles owner, and we won a Super Bowl. So I don't give a fuck what Jeffrey Lurie does. We won a Super Bowl, something we never ever thought was going to happen in this town, and it fucking happened.
Yes.
So yeah.
All right, we got 92. So we still got one more.
Oh, we're
Beefy,
doing
I'm
92
sorry.
too?
Yeah, we got 92.
Oh, I gotta take a piss. I thought we were doing 92 next week.
No.
Oh, I gotta piss so bad.
Well, it's tough shit.
Oh, no, I gotta piss.
All right. So number 10, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
Oh, Jennifer Lee, whatever the fuck her name was. Yeah. That was a creepy movie. That was about the babysitter who was like molesting the kid or something, and like yeah. That was a fucked up movie.
I don't think it was molesting the kid.
She
wanted the kid as her own.
Oh, she wanted the kid as her own.
yeah.
Oh, I was way off.
Jesus
I'm sorry.
Christ, Sean.
Well, she wanted the kid as her own. It's like Jerry Sandusky with Penn State.
No, it's nothing like that. She just wanted a baby.
No, I'm sorry. I'm jumping the gun here.
No, you're just being. I don't know what you're doing. You're off the rails. Fucking Gary leaves and somebody's got to take over. Number 9, The Bodyguard.
Whitney.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner.
Yeah,
Same
Kevin's
role.
one of the better roles, even though he still didn't have any personality in that.
Yep. Probably one of the greatest soundtracks ever.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Probably the best song ever. Like Whitney Houston.
The
might have
best song
voice
Whitney
ever.
Houston ever sung sound like this.
Oh right, yes.
Yeah, right.
All right, moving on. Number 8, another female-driven cast. There's No Crying in Baseball. We talked about sports movies. League of Their Own.
That's definitely on that list.
Madonna.
Yes. And who can forget that irresistible Rosie O'Donnell? Irresistible. I guarantee you she has long, about 3-inch hairs on her asshole.
Okay.
All right, I'm sorry.
Speaking of female dominant, although probably not the lead actor or actress in this, but the most memorable scene, maybe, I don't know if ever, but definitely up there. Basic Instinct.
Oh. Yep.
Sharon Stone.
Speaking of 3-inch hairs on her asshole. Yo, she's absolutely batshit crazy. She's on Tinder right now. You can date Sharon Stone and bang her if you want. She's on Tinder. Legit, true story. Wow. She's looking for a man.
Huh?
Yep.
She's probably looking in the wrong places if she's.
I think she is.
Yeah, probably. But
her Tinder profile says,
Fuck with my ass, man. Shit.
I mean, just to say that you bang Sharon Stone.
Oh, I would sign up for that.
Yeah. Number 6, Wayne's World.
Oh,
another great movie.
Wow.
That's good.
Beefy, you know most of these movies that were.
Yeah.
No, all right, cool.
Yeah. Number 5, Aladdin.
That was
good movie.
Aladdin was a good movie. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, The Hand That Rocks the Cradle was a Disney movie.
What?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh shit.
Number 4, Sister Act. Not one of my favorites, but
is that a Broadway play down out in Australia?
I think it has been. Yeah. I think they came down.
I know that. I know that was a big hit, man. Dave Peterson said, by the way, Sharon Stone, it could be worse. She could be on Grindr too.
She probably is.
Maybe she is.
Maybe she is. Cool.
Number 3, a third sequel.
1992, a third sequel. I don't know.
Lethal Weapon 3.
Oh, geez. Oh, fucking Joe Pesci. Oh. Yeah. Joe Pesci with the blonde hair. Yeah.
Joe Pesci is also in the second movie.
Second movie is My Cousin Vinny.
No, but that's on the list.
Oh, wait. Home Alone 2.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm not proud to know that.
That was a good movie.
That was number 2?
Yeah.
And you know who else is in that movie? Oh, yeah. You just said Leo Getz. Donald Trump's in that movie.
Donald Trump is in that movie, yeah.
And the bird lady with bird shit all over her
Mhm.
arms. She was hot.
No. All right. So number one, Sean, what is it?
Number one, 1992.
He knows everyone.
Batman Returns.
Correct.
Yeah. Dan DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer.
He knows everyone. It's unbelievable.
So who was Batman that time around? Val Kilmer.
That was Tim. That was Michael Keaton. That was
Oh,
the
Michael
last
Keaton.
time. That was the last time until the new Flash movie comes out, because he's playing Batman again in an alternate universe. Because like the Flash can
Jesus Christ.
reverse time and shit. I don't know how they're doing this, but somehow Michael Keaton is going to be an old Batman.
Right.
I don't know how they're doing. I lost track. The fucking movies are getting insane now.
Yeah.
The only fucking movie I care about now is Halloween Kills. That's the only movie I care about right now.
And I'm not even.
And Beefy's shaking his head. He's like, "Nah, I'm out."
Yeah, I'm out on that too.
Yeah.
All right, ready? Some honorable mentions and some good ones.
1992.
Number 12, Bram Stoker's
Dra-
Dracula.
I work with him. I work with the guy who played Dracula in that movie. No, I'm just kidding. He looks like him though.
13, Fried Green Tomatoes.
Ugh.
14, A Few Good Men.
You know that?
Came out in 92 in December.
You can't
92.
handle the truth. All right.
Yep. Number 15, Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal. Oh, I'm just a cook.
Under Siege.
Under Siege. Yeah.
Lesiak.
Yeah. Yes.
Out of the cake.
There you go.
Ridiculous.
Not Demolition Man, but Wesley Snipes' other movie.
Major League.
Oh, that's a good
Actually,
one, but
that's
that's true. But no, that's not it.
Wesley Snipes'
Another
other-
sports related movie.
Oh, The Fan.
No, that's
No?
another one that he was in. Shit, he's been in a lot of sports movies.
I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I get.
White Men Can't Jump.
Oh, all right.
Oh.
Piss so bad.
Woody. Woody and his
Yeah, Woody, yeah. Last of the Mohican 17.
Mm.
Unforgiven.
That's a great movie. Yeah,
18.
Clint Eastwood.
Yep. Boomerang 19.
Oh, Eddie Murphy
Yeah.
making an appearance.
And Robin Givens, right?
Yes, Robin Givens. was in that
Smoking.
movie. Yep, Robin Givens.
Number 21, Honey, I Blew Up the Kids. Rick Moranis.
Yes. Not Honey, I Blew the Kids.
Honey, I Blew Up the Kids. Yeah.
That's right.
No.
All right. Good.
no.
All right. Good.
There's your My Cousin Vinny at 28.
See, I knew that was around there. Okay.
JFK made 50.
Damn, me 2 years in a row?
Yeah.
That was longer than his presidential term.
One of the most underrated horror movies ever.
1992 under Candyman.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm the fucking man. I gotta be honest with you.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
Only-
Yes.
Only a couple more.
All right. They're remaking Candyman, by the way. That's coming out this year.
I'd see that.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Number 106 came out in December 23rd, 92.
December 23rd, 1992.
Al Pacino.
Oh.
So
Son of a Woman?
Correct.
It's ridiculous. It's a fucking gift and a curse.
Why is it a curse? Because everybody thinks you're like Rain Man and
Yeah.
you're like a nerd.
I can't remember my kids' birthdays, but I fucking remember this shit.
Oh, yeah. 119 of Mice and Men. Wasn't that
Of Mice and Men.
was that the one that what the hell's his name? The crazy actor played in Rounders. Played the KGB guy in Rounders.
Oh, John Malkovich? Oh, yeah, it was John Malkovich.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It was. Oh, cool. Oh, shit. That's right. He was. Yeah. Look at the bunnies. Look at the bunnies.
Here's another way underrated movie. Came out in October of 92. Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, yes. Started off.
Cult classic.
So I never plugged podcasts.
Don't you point that gun at my dad, Jimmy?
Yeah, like big time podcasts, and especially this guy because I think he's a terrible interviewer. But the Joe Rogan podcast with Quentin Tarantino, I fully recommend it. Go give it a listen. He has Tarantino on, and he talks about how he made that movie and what he had to go through to make it, and it's insane. Like Tarantino's upbringing, it's crazy. It's a great show, really good show. And Tarantino pretty much said one more movie he's done.
Oh,
the next movie is his last directorial movie. So
okay.
So yeah, there you go.
We're almost on for 3 hours now.
Oh yeah, this Beefy. Just so you know, this is one of our longest shows we've probably ever done, and it's okay because everyone's still hanging out.
Is it really one of our?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 3 hours. I don't think we've ever gone over 3 hours. So no, it's up there. So we're playing the friend song because Beefy, you're one of our friends now.
Yeah.
Oh, appreciate it.
You've become our new friend since we lost our other one. Yeah.
Well, that's the one bonus about only drinking coffee in the morning, I guess, than getting on it too quick.
What is it like? So I'm trying to think. Is it like 1 o'clock there, I missed?
Yeah, 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock. Okay, nice.
Well, we got to thank you so much. And one more time, give the plug to the people for your show.
Yeah. 365 Days of Sport radio show. Get on the podcast. Available wherever you get your podcast from. It's a lot of fun. If you like the lighter side of sports like you guys, please jump on. We have a ball. And 365 Days of Sport, the Facebook page. The pinned post on the Facebook page is our pilot show. If you've got 54 minutes to spare, just have a watch. You'll love it. If you love sport, you love a ball. You'll meet Charlie Andrews, the jouster, as well, because and Quincy Carter, of all people.
Oh, there you go, Quincy Carter.
So awesome. Well, Beefy, we thank you so freaking much for joining us tonight. Mike, thanks, and Gary, go fuck yourself. You're not. We thank you. Yeah.
Check out the Philly Phoenix in the American
Philadelphia Soul
League and the Soul and the Philadelphia Union as well.
Yes.
In LA.
Doop.
And fuck Ben Simmons.
There we go. All right.
We thank you guys so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. We are Corner Puff Sports. We will see you guys next week.
Guinness out.
Thank you guys so much. All right, I'm just saying this.